Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Some announcements before we begin. We have a link tree. You can find all of our links there. That's Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, OnlyFans, ManyVids, Chatterbait. No. But yeah, you can go check it out there. A lot of fun stuff. Sam's frozen again, but that's fine. He's here in spirit.
Everything else, too.
Yeah. So we have a bunch of stuff. We also have a link tree where we're raising money for Color Change. It's a really great charity. They do a lot of good for people of color. So you can check that out and donate if you can. If you listen to our podcast, you may have noticed I've not been updating it because I'm so fucking burnt out on doing everything that I'm just kind of not doing it for a while. And when I feel happier mentally, I'll get back to updating the podcast. But as of right now, it's not really on my priorities. So that's that. Anything else, anybody? Kate?
Hi, I have an Etsy shop. You might have heard about it if you're a frequent watcher or listener of our podcast or our Twitch streams or YouTube VODs. But you can check out all the various crochet things that I make at my Etsy shop at etsy.com/shop/KateCraftStudio US.
Wicked smart. All right.
Thanks.
So, last we left off, the party traveled through a forest and encountered a snowy forest to the east, and went to the east, walked east, and fought some ghosts, spirits in a lake. That was fine. Everything was fine there. Everybody saw Kenna turn into a ghost. And then back to normal. The party looted something from the coffin. I can't remember.
An amulet of health?
You take the amulet. Okay. And the party were also tormented by the guardians of the forest, little invisible creatures that only Druck could see because of Druck's passive insight. And these things were tormenting mostly Ven, because it's fun. And we're drawing penises on Ven's tower, throwing snowballs at people, just harmless little pranks. And eventually, the group left the forest and found themselves in the town of Gundabiz and played some Oyster Bowl. Quoin didn't play Oyster Bowl because I didn't want Quoin betting money when they weren't there. And the party played, I believe, 2 games of Oyster Bowl. Or 3 games of Oyster Bowl. I think it was 2. And the party lost about 500 gold, 300 gold total on the second game of Oyster Bowl with a patron of the tavern known as the Bear Claw. And as the night began to approach, the party all curled up on the bedrolls that were laid in front of the fireplace at this tavern, as this tavern does not have rooms, and spent the night inside this nice little tavern. They learned that the town that they're going to be hitting next, called Mosstead, had a weird predicament where people kind of just don't exist in the town anymore. They kind of went missing. Was this? Did I say missing? I can't remember what I said. But something happened in the town that you're about to go to. They're going to be passing through, and that's basically the gist of what happened. So, we're going to pick up with everybody waking up in front of the hearth in the Bear Claw Tavern in Gundabiz.
I rolled a 21 for my Cathadium crystal, by the way.
Ooh, we're only at D100. Your head is no longer 10 times its size anymore. It would have deflated overnight.
95.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's not a bad one. Okay. As you all wake up, you feel this? Everyone sees this. As all of your fingers and toes elongate an additional 2 feet.
Feet?
Yeah, 2 feet. All your fingers grow 2 feet long. All your toes grow 2 feet long.
And how long does this last?
Roll a d12. So the toes burst through your shoes.
Oh, but my nice boots.
Yeah, they burst through your boots. 5 hours.
Oh, damn.
So you got like, 2 foot long fingers, 2 foot long toes. That's what everybody wakes up to.
I feel so cramped. I'm just like flexing my outrageously long fingers. Probably almost smacking someone.
I can't help but think that this item is not good.
Oh, come on, again? What am I supposed to do with this? Oh, my boots!
Just the toes, just at this point.
I'll fix them tomorrow, I guess.
One of the people who was there was like a stranger sleeping in one of these bedrolls. He rolls over and sees this happening. And is just like, nope, and then rolls the other way.
Valid.
That's a 2 foot tickling distance too.
Does that mean I have a 7 foot reach now?
No, because it's just your fingers.
Aw. So I can make an unarmed strike with a 7 foot reach.
Sure.
Just bitch slap someone with my long fingers?
Does it persist? No, the question is, does it persist while you're wild shaped?
You'll have to find out.
We'll find out.
Turn into something with claws.
I'm not gonna do it inside.
Like you can flick an ear at distance.
Yeah.
Wet willy at distance too.
I don't know if I'll be. No, I can get it. I can wet my finger if I just hold my arm straight out.
The dwarf that's laying in the bedroll beside you is like, yeah, no, fuck this. Gets up and leaves.
Alright, where are we up to?
You've almost got me beat, Kenna. And he'll, stretch out his arm.
I stretch out my arm to compare to Drux.
It's pretty close.
I have to
Yeah, you think so?
That is 2 of 5 symptoms again.
We'll have to unattune to it in the next 3 days. Alright. Sorry if I hit anyone today. It's not on purpose. But we all ready to head off to Mosstead?
Yes, though I don't think I was. I was thinking about other things when we made the decision to get as close as we could to Anvil Varric. Do any of you remember, or why are we heading to the capital of Remnant?
A bunch of reasons, I think. You know, check in with the king about the prince, and
Well, we already, like, last night we met that royal guard that gave us that information that Prince never even made
Yeah.
it to the mainland.
I guess if he got to the capital, word would have spread.
Do you all need a reminder of what you all discussed while you're going there?
That can be helpful.
Yeah, that would be helpful. I
It
was trying to
wouldn't
pull up
hurt.
our quest list.
You're going there because you want to talk to the king about the prison and the sphere that
prison.
was in the
Yeah, yeah.
prison, and Dax's parents and all the
Thank you.
people that are in prison there, you know, for not committing crimes.
Makes sense. Yes. Well, and we also wanted to tell him about the prison situation. That's not very good.
That's putting it mildly, Kenna.
Do
I
we
mean, I
think
put
we'll-
most things mildly.
Do we think we'll get a reward for this, or...
I mean, considering we basically made the most high security prison in the continent non-functioning, probably not shouldn't expect too much of a reward.
Yeah,
Yes, but
if
was it
anything-
really the highest security prison if it was
We did break in pretty easily.
They did have
Yes.
essentially no magic protection.
and you know that was also being used by nasty people for nasty things.
The thing is, we don't know this continent. We don't know the royalty.
This
We
is
could
this
tell
is a
them-
this is a country, not a continent. This is
Well,
part of the continent. Just clarification.
Thank you. Thank you. We don't know this island. We don't know this area, this royalty. We could tell them this, and they could put us in prison.
Then we'll just break out, Truck.
That might be easier than breaking. That might be harder than breaking in. Also, they may have an actual capable prison that they put us in.
Are you still having this conversation in the tavern, or are you leaving?
I think we're walking and talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll Sorkin this shit.
Okay.
So, I'm concerned. We're going through a lot of effort to, tell the royalty something that they might already know and be upset that we even did anything.
Well, then, if that's the case, then we react accordingly.
Well,
I mean-
don't want to stick my hand in a bee's nest and then have to squish every bee on the way out. I'd rather just leave it be.
I mean, we could always just smoke out the hive and weed out the sick bees.
What exactly is that in this metaphor?
Well, if the king is corrupt, he would be the sick bee, and by smoking out, we would, I guess, find a replacement for the king if we had to take out the king.
That would be very difficult in a country none of us have ever been to before.
And none of you have any ties to.
It's
Yes.
an idea. I didn't say it was a good one.
Also, just kind of, not that we shouldn't strive to root out corruption wherever it rears its ugly head, but also I feel like, in a sense, this is also sort of none of our business. Not none of our business, but are we the best people to be deciding the fate of government for an entire country that we have no ties to? Seems like the kind of thing that should be handled locally. If there's a local movement or resistance or something that has legitimate, we could certainly help. But I just don't think we should be leading the charge on that.
I mean, I feel like we should at least carry on the information that a chunk of the moon is hanging out in this prison and corrupting people, or at least invading their minds.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Giving in the information that we found is absolute. I just meant the more of the. We were talking about overthrowing their king, and I wanted to just sort of backpedal things.
Perception check. Natural 1. A guard just walks by as soon as, like, overthrowing and just doesn't hear the conversation.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
thinking
overthrowing a
about the
king.
Oyster Bowl game he lost money on last night.
Oh, and I forgot to mention. I said the dwarf guard that you talked to in the tavern, the knight, had a glaive. Forgot to mention the glaives that they wield are all the blades are made of crackling red arcane energy.
That's cool as hell.
Oh, that's hot.
Forgot to mention that last week.
I'm not saying that we don't go to Anvilberg. I'm just saying that perhaps if we sort out what's happening in Mosstead, we lead with, hey, we sorted out this issue in Mosstead, and then maybe leave it at that if it, after we gauge the temperature of what's going on. Maybe get a reward for that if, we figure it out.
I mean, if we get to the capital, like, this is not including talking to the king, but just getting to the capital, we might find it easier to navigate this country itself, considering it's so much bigger than the core. Like, we were wanting to talk to Ophic's mentor up in the north, right?
And, yes.
True.
And then there's also the Olmor Fen that was mentioned in those Radins that we found in Calamity Shore. I mean, that's all on this continent. If we can get access to, high-powered magical friends in the capital, we might be able to get some assistance.
Yes. So all of you will get what I'm saying, how it might not be the best when we head to the main capital to say, hey, we broke into the prison and killed all the guards. You happy with us?
They're just some fuckers from down south.
That seems like that seems like a strange way to say anything. I mean, if we were to say it, we would say that we,
of course,
adjusted corruption, stamped out illegitimate, bad rulers, and also there's a corrupt piece of the moon that tried to take over people. So maybe clean up your own house.
Yes.
Well, we could always.
But we don't know if that will even still be there when they send whoever they send to. You get what I'm saying? Like, we could say whatever we want, but the reality is, we would be saying, hey, we were at this location, and now all of the gods are missing or dead, and there are no prisoners.
I have actually, now that I'm thinking about it, are we still in the town, or have we left by now?
You're probably getting towards the eastern outskirts.
Okay, I'll save this part until we're out of the city limits.
Okay, there's some guards guarding the eastern outskirts, and they just all give you a nod.
Okay, once we're past them, I'll say, not to, I don't want to sound like I think I know better than anyone, but that sphere was a very corrupting influence, and all of us, I think, were nearly taken by it at the end there. Even the headmaster. Should we reconsider maybe telling the king about it? Even if he's well-intentioned and sends people, that's more people that would be in contact with it and could potentially become controlled by it under its corruption. And then if a king is controlled by it, that just grants it more resources. If we connect it to that greater level of power that doesn't have the magical protections necessary to stay safe, is that just inviting catastrophe? And again, I feel like I'm assuming that we know better than this king, but it's also it's a possibility. I think that it's worth mentioning.
Drux doesn't say anything, is just nodding.
Yes, but have we made ourselves the police of this continent. Country, sorry, country.
Country, yeah.
Right.
Just made
That there is the question of sort of is that our problem?
And I think it is, you know, a world problem if the moon has decided to take residence. That is probably a world problem.
Dawn of the final day.
But are we as interlopers deputizing ourselves to decide what is right and what is wrong for a leader of a nation to do with their resources?
I mean, we could always bring up these facts that we've discovered to the king and let the king himself decide whether we are to remain involved.
You also have a book, just so you all know. You have the journal that the warden had.
I was going to say.
Yeah,
this,
I mean,
this specific.
Yeah, definitely
journal
is evidence.
Would exonerate us from any wrongdoings, really.
I mean, on a technicality, maybe.
You explain? What
We did break
technicality?
into a prison and free inmates illegally in a foreign nation.
We
But they weren't-
rooted out.
Who weren't
we rooted
documented
out-
inmates.
We rooted out corruption in a specifically corrupt system, as again I must say, very explicit confession by the hand of the warden.
All
Well-
I'm trying to say is that the laws and the justice of Bahamut is very different from the laws and justice of a country.
Also,
Yes,
just a word of note for everybody else. You also don't know the laws of Remnant.
Right. Well, I was going to say also though, just kind of, you know, not to be, you know, pot and kettle about it, but we're talking about, yes, we absolutely, I would not say we were wrong in any way, shape, or form in what we did in going into the prison and doing what we did. However, we did sort of go in there with the idea that we knew better and we were sort of the police of that situation, and we went in and we killed a great number of guards, and we did quite a bit there under the idea that we were right. So, I mean, it seems almost like we were willing to do this. We were willing to take responsibility in that situation. Is it then irresponsible of us to then just drop that responsibility now that we can hand it off to somebody else, regardless of how it may be received, because we're worried about whether or not we have the authority? Is it a matter of authority or responsibility?
Coming down the road towards it, you can see this big wagon being steered by two of the High Knights, the dwarves in like the brass armor with the conical helmets and the glaives of like red crackling magic. And in this wagon, you can see a bunch of people that are shackled and manacled, and they're coming in your direction.
What can I gather from the people that are shackled and manacled? Do they look like they're in rags? Are they wealthy?
Look like they're wealthy.
Manacled people in
Manacled
jail?
and chained, yeah. Like they don't look. None of them look like they're.
They don't look
poor.
like ruffians.
They don't look like they're poor or ruffians or thieves. Yeah, they just look like an assortment of people. You can't really gauge anything really interesting off of. They're just people. And
Druck will whisperly mention that to anybody that may not have seen. And he'll just mention that they got a bunch of rich people with manacles.
and the wagon comes by. Oh, hello. What are you headed to? They stop the wagon.
We're headed out to Mosted.
Oh, we just came through there a day ago. There's nothing really left. Why would you want to go there? Are you passing? I imagine you're just passing through. It's sort of a ghost town. Everything was destroyed.
Yeah, that's a correct assumption for the most part.
Can Druck see the looks of the prisoners' faces when they say that?
Neutral. Like they don't show any emotion about it.
Okay. And the guards, they're
Professional guards, not showing any emotion either.
Pardon me, masters,
Yeah.
gods.
Well, these would be knights.
I,
Yeah.
good sirs, pardon me, whatever. The most official
Mm-hmm.
salute. We haven't established what a salute or just like
Whatever you want it to be.
a hand on the shoulder,
Okay.
full bow. I was gonna say we're not doing a high commander.
Yeah,
salute.
Quoin's not wearing
We're
the armor
rocking
either,
this
so.
on. But I do
Okay.
deep bow.
They do the same.
I am me and my fellow company. We are new to this country, and if I may inquire,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
we are certainly traveling, and that is what has brought us. Thank you for the news of Mosted. We were wondering, I mean, I am most curious in inquiring about laws. What would cause a wagon to be so full of those arrested from a ghost town?
These people aren't from Mosted. We passed through Mosted from the capital.
Thank you.
These
Thank
were
you. That is-
people.
I was most
These were
confused.
people taking part in human trafficking. So we're taking them to Highgate Prison.
Mm. Yes, and again, I must ask. I apologize. Please cut me off if I am being if my nose is going where it does not belong. Is your judicial system? Is it all of these prisoners have been documented and?
Yeah, all prisoners that are taken to Highgate Prison are fully documented, and they're put on trial in the capital, and the king and his courts have the final say on their punishment. Some, if they're deemed not redeemable, like they could be reintroduced into society if they haven't committed any dangerous crimes.
Rehabilitable.
Rehabilitated, if they haven't, if they haven't contributed and done any dangerous crimes, they get sent to the sanatorium to be sort of rehabilitated and helped by the doctors there. But if they've committed dangerous crimes such as human trafficking, murder, assassination, sort of conspiracy, that sort of things, they get sent to Highgate Prison, and then everything is fully documented. And the prisoners, the warden keeps a very detailed document of each prisoner, and the king usually requests to look through the document every couple of months to make sure everything is in tip-top shape. And the document is sent to. There are documents like the warden sent a courier every couple of months to the capital to bring said documents. So everyone who gets taken to the capital are given official crown documents from the king, given to the warden, so the warden can imprison people. And yes, it's all very official. There's documentation.
Thank you. I think it would be, speaking between a couple of, I apologize, and then I brandish my Bahamut shield to be like, I'm no scrub, and I kind of, say, just because I'm not wearing my armor, I feel a little naked, and just, between a couple of, between a knight and, a knight in training, I must say, I think we could stand to have a little more, a clerical discipline in a Nundial. You know what I'm right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm saying what a great system you have set up, and
yes,
and
the king.
I think we could stand to use a little more documentation. It seems like if there were to be something that would go awry, perhaps hypothetically, one could easily trace where those.
Oh, correct. Yes.
Yes, it would be quite easy to either prove or disprove or exonerate those wrongly imprisoned.
100%. Yeah, the king sort of did a lot of reforms when he took the throne over from his father. So
he sounds like a very just and understanding king, as far as
yeah,
I have
he was
heard.
pretty great. He was actually close to Queen Geraldine from the Corps. They were childhood friends for a time. And he's been a little depressed lately because of her passing, but
Well, she saw us with Bahamut, free of pain and hate.
he kind of smiles a little. Yes, the people over here, we worship Joel.
I have...
Most of us worship Joel.
Yes. This is
You've never heard of Joel.
This is a new name for me, but I am sure those who follow Bahamut leave room for all. Certainly no pressure. Like the wind, Bahamut can be breezy as well.
Yeah, just don't commit any dangerous crimes, murder, arson, conspiracy, assassinations. Don't commit any of those crimes, and you should be okay.
Yeah, that sounds...
Anything that brings harm to another person, you'll be. Just don't do any of that. Yeah, what's up?
Sorry to interrupt the RP there. Earlier when the guards said that these people were being taken to the prison for human trafficking, did any of the prisoners respond to that? The human trafficking? Like,
Insight
did any
check.
of them slump their shoulders in
Insight
shame
check.
or anything? Okay. 17.
Not shame, pride. These people suck in the car. Easily put it together. These people don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They're proud of their crime.
I'm a
Carry on.
healer, but
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Can I cast Healing Word but take away hit points?
No. There's a spell for that. It's called Harm. Any other questions?
Sorry.
No? Don't be. Good question.
Just, may Bahamut's wind be at your back as you travel throughout the land.
I'm saying this prayer out loud for the first time, and I realize how inappropriate it sounds. But, may Joel's stones rest well on your shoulder. Basically, his
another-
nuts rest.
Give
And
me the parrot.
the cart carries on.
Yeah, it's a deep bow. And then I want to give everyone big eyes, okay, I did not mean to talk so much, but come on, that was pretty cool. They
Right.
gave us kind of the whole judicial rundown. We have a road. Okay, we would just talk. Okay, this is exciting. We were just
yes.
talking about it. We have a roadmap to how we will not get completely boned by the law.
Also, I take back everything I said, and we should absolutely tell the king.
thank you.
Because here's
we-
the problem that I completely forgot about. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yes, if that is what you decided, but if we should tell the king, shouldn't we have told them they're about to take prisoners there?
They're
and,
about 50 yards away at this point. They're not super far away.
yeah, and
Well, that's
and there's an evil presence in there that they might be susceptible to.
I feel like there's a sect of
75
guards in that
yards.
prison
All the guards are
who
gone.
were completely unaware
Oh,
of
no.
what
No,
was
they're all
actually
dead.
They're all
going
dead.
on.
Well, they're all dead.
And then the
so-
headmaster got rid of all their bodies when he did that
Right,
one
yeah.
spell.
So should we
I
go
mean,
back
they're
and
gonna
tell
find an
them?
empty prison anyway.
I think
100
the
yards.
thing is, I think we should let them. I don't think that they're going. I think they'll find the place empty and report it. I don't think they're going to go exploring necessarily and find the orb. And if they do, I think if we tell them we are setting up a recipe for a misunderstanding that could potentially prevent us from getting to tell the people who are important. I think we should hold on to it and then go tell just the actual authorities.
All right, so we're
Because
not
we'll
worried.
get there
And
first.
They disappear around the bend in the road.
So we're not worried about them,
Oh, I'm very worried
succumbing
about them.
to the. Okay.
I mean,
But
logically, based on the last time a report was given, we couldn't have been at the prison because we were in Gundabiz the day after everyone died. How is that possible?
oh, that's well. That's but well.
We have a pseudo alibi.
That's true. We were nowhere near. That's true. It is a good ways away. We'll probably get to the capital before they get to the prison at this rate.
No.
I mean,
really?
I mean, we're about half there. It's like halfway between each location.
They're also in a cart with mounts.
Yeah, and we're walking.
Didn't we get teleported most of the way?
No.
No, we got teleported.
I have where you guys are on the map.
I'm not looking at the map.
Yeah. They'll get to where they need to go before you guys get to the capital.
Yeah.
I mean,
because we got to go through the mountains. They've already gone through the mountains.
Man, he really did not teleport us far.
He said why he couldn't.
Mm-hmm. So, clear our minds of all of this business and be fresh for whatever potentially hellish reason all these people disappeared in Mosstead, yes?
Oh yes, there's also that. Will the horrors never cease?
Speaking of, about mid-afternoon the following day, because nothing's going to happen on a well-traveled King's Road, essentially. The next day.
76 for Cathedium.
You're fine. All right. About a day of travel.
Sorry, I would have wanted to call a mount, and we were talking about a mountain. So
it's the mountain. You're still a ways up from the mountain, yeah.
I just wanted to get a mount.
Yeah, sure.
Now, since we were talking about a mountain,
giant goat.
I was kind of hoping that I could get a bighorn sheep up in there.
Hell yeah.
Maybe stat it out like an elk.
Hell yeah. I think there actually is a stat block for that though.
Okay, I can look that up.
It'd be a giant goat.
Okay. I'll look up giant goat stats.
Yeah, it's a large. It can ram. It's sure-footed, so it has advantage on strength and dex saves made that would make it prone, essentially climbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, giant goat.
Nice.
Makes most sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna call that. I'm gonna call that goat up, man.
All right. So after about a day of travel out of Gundabiz, you can see another settlement up ahead. You see a small village of wooden stone buildings on narrow dirt roads topped with roofs made of moss and brown shingles. The town is surrounded by a small scattering of forests, nothing as dense as the Ravenwood, and also these are different trees too, and sprawling meadows on all sides of the town. And lining the streets are stone statues resembling people in all manner of positions, fleeing, falling over, etc. Some of the statues have sizable pieces missing, specifically limbs, while a few only have their upper half remaining or lower half remaining. Some areas of the village are covered in chunks of stone and stone dust, and all around town you can see sizable reptilian footprints in the dirt roads. The footprints appear like they didn't go in any set direction, kind of like they're running around in a chaotic manner and just destroying things. Most of the buildings in town have been destroyed, and you can see more humanoid-looking statues in these buildings, broken apart in various positions. A crude wooden sign has been put at all entrances into the town, and it says, "Welcome to Mosstead. You'll be sad when you leave." And there doesn't seem to be a single soul in the village.
Druck's gonna kind of note the reptile footprints and try to trace where they originated. He's just gonna keep following them around
Survival
and
check.
Sniff it out.
So as you all kind of follow Druck into the village, Druck's whole kind of following these footprints and everything leads you all to the village square, and you kind of come to a 3-story manor, and out of the corner of your eye you can see the exterior of the manor is covered in massive claw marks, and the roof has collapsed inward. And what was the survival check?
24.
So they didn't come from any direction. It looks like they landed and then did their chaos and then flew away. And they are most definitely draconic in nature, so from dragons.
So
This guy,
and they look like
everyone.
they were young dragons that did it. Specifically
Everyone.
3 of them.
You see these footprints, they remind me of our red dragon friend.
They're a little smaller than the red dragon would be. They're much more slender. Like, these creatures don't put a lot of weight when they move, which you would think that they're incredibly nimble and stealthy. And there's varying sizes too, so you can easily put together. There were 3 different dragons that attacked the city, and the footprints are about a couple weeks old, so they're nowhere in the vicinity at this point. You would easily put together.
Cool. Druck will just convey that
Okay.
to everyone, all of the information.
Anybody else doing anything while Druck is kind of investigating the footprints?
Could you watch Zika Krieger?
Yeah, I can watch Zeke for you.
Thank you. And then just...
So the goat?
stepping- Yeah.
Yeah, I just start scratching in between the horns.
Just starts chewing on some grass.
Just jumping
Meh.
straight up 30 feet,
Okay.
60 feet, just to kind of take the town in.
Yeah, it's completely ruined. There's nothing left.
Just decimated.
And you can easily put together that these statues are the residents of the town. And most of them are broken apart. Most of the statues are just not intact. Like, none of these people are intact. Like, an entire town was wiped out.
If I ask Druck how, because I just left. If I ask Druck how recent the claw marks,
I told
look?
Druck, and Druck
He-
would have
he
said about a
would've
couple
conveyed,
weeks.
Oh, you said a couple weeks. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm still keeping an eye to the skies, but I'm not too worried about
Yeah,
it. I guess.
It looks like this happened a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah, and I mean, and I'm up in there. I'm like
like
also
Quoin's
doing
just
that same-
surveying.
Exactly the same. We had the same thought. Like, I went
Ven,
straight
as you're
up.
kind of like looking around too, Ven, give me an investigation check.
All right.
While he's doing that, can I cast Speak with Plants on myself
Yeah.
and ask a tree
Of course you
what
can.
it saw?
Yeah. Ven, what'd you get for an investigation check?
Natural 20 for a 24.
All right. As you're like kind of like looking around and investigating, do you like go towards any of the statues and kind of investigate them too?
Yeah.
Okay. All along, you look at like 10 different statues of people. They're all definitely chewed up. You can see sharp teeth have broke the statues apart, and the dust was most likely from parts of the statue being pulverized, like something was eating the statues. So whatever these dragons were, they ate the stone statues, consumed them.
And it does look, and the claw marks look like they like landed and then flew away, not like walked along the ground. Or
It looks like they landed and spent a decent amount of time in the town, but the way they walk around was so like light, like they didn't put big impressions in the dirt, like they could carry their weight stealthily.
Okay.
And it looked like they landed, and their footprints go all over the town, like it was a chaotic sort of just let's get in here and just destroy everything and then leave. They didn't. There's no
Okay.
footprints like leading off anywhere. Kenan, you're casting Speak with Plants and talking
Yeah.
to a tree.
Yes.
They got bird bones, in other words, Sam.
Hey, Zeke, why don't you just wait here? I'm just gonna take a quick chat with Mr. Pine Tree here.
Man.
Don't move, or else Quoin will. I don't know. He'll probably just resummon you in a few hours.
Quoin will land down and then.
Okay. Yeah, there's no sight. There's like easily no way to tell the dragons are. They're probably long gone, but you can easily ascertain the dragons are long gone by now. And you're talking to a
Alright.
tree.
Yeah. Hey there, Mr. Pine. I was just wondering if you remember back a few weeks when there were some draconic creatures.
Yeah, I remember.
You remember?
Yeah,
Did you
I
happen
remember.
to? Do you happen to remember what they looked like, or what
Yeah, I
kind of
remember.
what? What did they feel like?
Not heavy.
They weren't heavy.
They walked around real quiet. No shaking of my dirt.
All right. Did they happen to burn or freeze your limbs and leaves or pine needles?
No.
No.
A
All
weird
right,
green gas came out of their mouths and it turned people to rock.
all right. So some weird green gas. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, you asked what they looked like?
Yeah, I was wondering if you could interpret color if you don't have eyes, but you have leaves that can pull sun rays from, the
They
sun.
had like this dusty substance clinging to like dusty gray scales. Their heads were covered in a crown of crooked spines.
Oh.
They had a large curved horn nestled in the center of the crown. Their eyes were a vibrant blue with specks of yellow. They had a very slender body.
Okay. Yeah.
And their tail was like whip-like, and ended with like a scorpion-like spiral stinger at the end.
Wow. Wow, that's a very scary dragon. You must have
Yeah.
been so brave to stick here.
I can't really go anywhere.
I know. I was trying to make you feel
I'm a
better.
tree.
Yeah, you're a good tree though.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
You're a great tree.
Okay.
Now you have a nice nap. I'm gonna get you some water, all right?
It's
And I'm
snowing,
gonna-
so I have water.
I walk away and just say, I know, fucking stupid tree.
Okay, that's not nice.
I walked out of earshot of the
You're
tree.
not touching it anymore, right? Like you have to be.
I understand.
Oh.
No. But yeah,
You're always touching the
excellent
roots of a
hearing.
tree.
So the tree described the dragons to you, kinda, and that they
Mhm.
breathed this gas and it turned people to stone.
All right, I'm gonna share that with the rest of the group. Like, you guys ever heard of a dragon that can do something like that?
No.
Is that one that would be on our list of dragons to kill?
And he looks at Quoin.
Wouldn't know, Quoin.
Trash dragon.
Yeah. Is it one of them chromatic?
Well, the tree said it had gray scales on it.
Hmm. That doesn't
So-
seem like the usual description that you've said
Yeah.
about trash dragons.
Yeah, it had gray scales and it breathed a green fog that petrified people. And it had a crown of horns on its head
So then, based on the
with a
description
single
of
spiral.
the petrification breath, you can easily assume these things are similar to gorgons, and they
gotcha,
petrify
okay.
their prey and then eat them while they're stone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And wrong monster entirely. It was like, yeah, these dragons are weird. This is the homebrew that Justin made. Fucking Gorgon. I mean, maybe they
Swine.
aren't even dragons.
The footprints are clearly draconic.
Look very similar to our other dragon quarry.
Because yeah, well, they could potentially be dragonkin, but not not pure dragons. What's the word for mainline dragons or proper dragon? You know, we have the chromatic dragons and metallic dragons. Then there's things
Crystal
like wyverns,
dragons.
which are what?
There's gem dragons, and there's
Yes.
there's all kinds of new dragons now.
Yes, but there's also things like wyverns, which I believe are technically
They're
in the
dragon,
draconic
yeah.
family, but they're like non-dragons, but they are dragons.
Yeah.
Like
But
a
then there's
dragon
also
turtle.
the worms.
Well, yes.
Those are just really
So-
old dragons.
So it's possible that it could be one of those like not like a draconic creature that is not a full dragon. If you catch my meaning. It could also just be a dragon. I don't know.
By the way, it stinks. This happened a long time ago. All of this, it's all cold. So, like this happened
Oh.
days ago.
You know what? Just to get an idea of how many stone statues are in this town, I'll tell you just like the general population of this town, just to get an idea, like just so you don't think it's like 10 statues and stuff. Just to get a general idea of how big this town might have been.
Is it as big as Branmore?
You don't know. Dude, that's still in play. There's still going to be some stuff from that. All right. About 450 people. Not a huge town, but 450 people are all wiped out in what seems like a day.
So, it seems like they're long gone now. Don't know if we'll...
You know what? Ven, during your investigation as well, I'll say you didn't find anything of value in the town, and dragons like to keep hordes.
Well, that could indicate an actual dragon then, because there are no valuables left. I mean, potentially, it's been a few weeks, so looters certainly could have come through, but it's possible that the dragon is the one that took the valuables.
I'm not very, learned on dragons. Do they prefer mountains or...
I think it depends on the kind of dragon.
Yeah, that's common knowledge, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What environment they reside in.
Going back through the tracks that he's looked at, does he notice a direction that they may have took off towards?
Yeah, what was your spell check was pretty good. Southwest, in the direction of the core.
Whatever it was, left going in that direction.
And southwest, and like you guys are pretty close to like some really small mountains, so Venny would easily be able to know like dragons probably don't nestle in those mountains to the south because they're too small and kind of shit. So it looks like they most likely would have flown over the ocean towards the core, which is where you're all from.
Right.
So...
Oh, and it looks like they landed from the... Hold on. West.
So they came from that direction and left in that direction. Does that mean they went to those mountains to the south?
And he's just gonna ask that to Ven.
Well, I would say most likely that they made their way over the ocean towards where we're from.
That seems really far. Why? Why do we stop here?
This seemed like a small town. A targeted strike, even.
Maybe they just wanted a snack.
I think we should look deeper. Perhaps there is a reason.
This makes the 4th dragon sighting since we started working together. All of these dragons either in or towards the core.
You must also remember all of the reports that we had heard once we had awoken from our 10-week sojourn.
Yeah, this is including Varan.
Bastille. You're told Bastille was attacked by dragons too.
Yeah, including Varanmore.
And Bastille is where you did the Bastille's where you did the contract in that flesh house.
Yeah.
And where you got Derbuel. Yes.
So Varanmore, the Great Lush, Bastille, and now this.
Speaking of Derbuel, you hear a ah ah, and a crow lands on the lower branch, lands on like a fence post and just looks at you all. And you can see the crow, because I forgot to do this when you left the tavern. A crow lands on like one of these fence posts and just tilts its head at you all, and you can see it's carrying a piece of parchment rolled up and tied off to one of its legs.
Oh, hey, buddy, come on over here, and I'm gonna put my arm out for it to perch on.
It hops onto your finger.
All right.
Which is no longer 2 feet long.
Yeah, regular sized finger.
This big old raven, it's a white raven too. It's just.
Oh, you're such a pretty bird. Hey, do you wanna? What do I got here? What can I trade you for that note?
It, like bites into your finger, like not hard, and then gestures at the note, like you can just take it. You don't have to give him anything for it.
Are you sure, bud? All right. Thank you.
Oh, it is a prepaid message.
Yeah, I think so. I was hoping I could get him like
prepaid.
a pencil or a screw or something. All right, go back home, bud. And I unroll it.
Okay, it's got the crest of the Geraldan Empire on it, so it's coming from the core.
Okay.
You open it?
Well, yeah.
Okay. To the Faust and the Furious. I'm just curious if you're ever going to come back to the city, to Anundial City, and retrieve your aurochs. I've been having to use most of my own supply to feed and sustain the animal. It's been far beyond our negotiated time period, so I'm just curious is all. If you do intend on returning for the animal, you'll be charged an additional 84 gold pieces for the ongoing stabling fee as of the writing of this letter. With an additional gold per day, the aurochs continues to remain. I've included a bill for the other services as well that have needed to be included for the additional purchasing of feed to sustain the animal of this size. Stabling cost as of 44th of Ziln 69 AT, which is a couple weeks ago. 84 gold pieces. Cost for special feed as of the same day, 125 gold pieces. Upkeep, bathing, and other fees, 50 gold pieces. Total fee, 259 gold pieces. If you fail to return within the next 2 weeks of the writing, within the next, so it's only a week, the only week has passed. If you fail to return within the next 2 weeks of writing this, the 13th of Realmfest, I'll assume you have died, or no longer wish to have the animal. If that's the case, I'll put the animal up for sale. At any point, should you seek my services, the outstanding balance will need to be paid, unless the animal is sold. Good day, stable owner of Anundial City.
Do we remember that stable owner's name?
Nope.
It should say on that, right?
Doesn't say the letter. It just says stable owner of Anundial City.
Okay. Do we need the name in order to send?
Because I don't fucking remember what the name was.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just. Do we need the name in order to send something with the chest?
Yeah.
No, you just need to think. You just need to think who the person is.
Oh,
okay. All right. I would be more than happy to pay for our stabling costs and what we and a little bit of an advance on some future things to keep up the goodwill with our good stable master here.
Do we want to just put in 300 gold?
I was going to put in 500, but
500. I mean, yeah.
I pay it. We're going to be here a while.
It's just gonna be like, what the fuck? All this gold.
Well, I'm going to tie a note to it.
Oh, okay.
If we all just put in 100 gold.
Oh, I've got it.
You've got it, Ben? You sure?
Don't worry. Yes.
All right.
Your generosity knows no bounds.
This is also me reminding you guys you have your mount in Anundial City.
Yep. So I'll take a.
Keep your mule.
No wagon though, because the wagon was left in the Underdark. Anyways.
Does anybody have a spare pouch or something?
I think I stole one earlier.
Oh, perfect. May I borrow that?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, I will count out 500 gold and put it into the pouch, and then I will also take a I'll write out a little note that just says, "Thank you so much for your patience, and we apologize for you dipping into your supply. Here is the requested funds, as well as an advance and any future payment you may need. Should we go over the allotted time that this gold will require, please feel free to send us money again, or send us a letter again, and we will do our best to get the money to you in a similar fashion as this money is finding you. Thank you for taking such good care of our animal. We will hopefully see you soon."
Okay, and then you're using the chest that Quoin has?
Yeah, just teleporting it right there. Okay. I call this and I will use the magic word that goes with it, Venmo.
You thought the dragons are gone.
Oh,
that's the name of one of the dragons, Venmo.
But all right, you put it in the chest, and the chest just.
I think one of the dragons was Bezos.
And it's gone. That bag, that 500 gold is gone to its rightful owner. Well,
the stinky one is Musk.
Anyways, all right. Anything else doing in this little town? You said you wanted to possibly dig for some more information. I think Ven, what was your investigation check you got? Sorry, it was like 24.
24 with a nat 20.
Yeah, there's nothing else to really find. Everything's kind of. It was just like a hit, and then they left.
Is there a building that looks kind of like a town hall?
All you can find is the 3-story manor that had the roof caved in, and that's covered in claw marks. Like, it looks like a dragon perched on the roof, and then it just collapsed inward under its weight.
Okay.
And for a young dragon, that's... Because young dragons aren't super big.
It's a weak roof. Can I try to look in for any kind of paperwork? Where there was a town charter?
There really isn't any.
Oh,
Ven's investigation check was a nat 20 for 24, and yeah, nothing really left in town. Most stuff is... you can reasonably guess dragons might have taken some stuff, but also like people like bandits roving through the town and looters probably said, "Oh, free stuff."
Yeah.
Anything that seemed interesting, they took. And you can also assume like any like official documents, the knights probably would have gathered when they came through. And like, oh, we should probably get these documents and.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not for. I don't think we should lie to them, to the royalty when we meet them and tell them what we found here. But perhaps we can get them to help us by implying that the dragons could come back or stay on this in this country.
Well, they certainly might come back. They can fly. They've come here once before and apparently found it easy pickings, so I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yes. And we do have proof that we have slain at least one before. So
I'm told,
perhaps,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
He pulls out like
Yeah.
a gut.
And then, it's clearly evident that dragons attacked the settlement, and the knights did go through. So you get an idea that knights probably knew dragons attacked it, although they're aware that there's a dragon problem.
So they're probably not moving fast through the countryside. They're probably maybe skipping through towns pretty quick, or maybe taking a decent break, but then moving.
Probably a good guess, yeah.
Like they're probably moving more cautiously with an eye on the sky. They're probably not, this is a normal day.
Yeah,
like
100%.
their convoys are probably moving,
Yeah.
slow and steady, taking extra aerial protocol, I imagine. If now imagine if they're connected to the crown, they're connected to information, they're probably
Dragons are
people
so
who,
cool.
yeah, they would probably be in the know about like, okay, there's some dragon shit happening.
I've ran
Let's-
so many campaigns on this channel, and I've never really done dragons as like a
Yeah.
threat, so it's pretty fun.
I am giddy.
I
It
mean,
is the name of the game.
That's right.
it's half of the name of the game.
But are you doing
wish they'd
anything?
have, like a dragon ballista at the top of their little wagon, just like.
Are you,
just-
are you doing anything else in this town, or are you moving on? Because like really, there's nothing left here for you
Yeah,
guys.
are we gonna stay in this town for the night?
It's
or are we
it's like
I mean-
early afternoon.
Yeah, or are we gonna carry on and sleep in the tower?
It does bother me that the dragon would come here. Like, it's
Knowing the directions that it came and went from.
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't seem directed. It seems out of the way.
Oh, sorry. When I was wrong about 2 weeks, more like a month. I had to do internal math in my head for stuff. More like a month.
Quoin, before we leave, I'd like to fly up again and kind of give a blessing to the whole town.
Okay.
We scatter all the scatter some ashes, and
Okay.
kind of the last rites.
Okay. It kind of blends
Okay.
in a little bit with the snow that's falling, but yeah.
Yeah, like a citywide, like kind of flying over and
Okay.
passing by, taking it in.
Okay.
You're avoiding pouring it on us, right?
I'm not gonna. They're not. They're incense ashes. They're
Yeah,
not.
they're not
They're not.
Corpse ashes.
They are body. I don't. Oh, what an awesome character that
Oh,
would be.
here,
How
Grandma.
fucking metal-
A grave
how fucking
cleric
metal
that's
would
just
it
like-
be if- oh, now I
That's
want
a
to
good
make
idea,
that
though.
character.
That's such a cool
who, when
idea.
when they see a dead body,
They turn
to
into
like
ashes.
they cremate
Oh,
it
that's cool as
and keep
fuck.
the ashes until they find an appropriate place to
You
scatter
can't
them.
resurrect this person now. Ha 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 ha.
Or to use them in some kind of
That's
magic.
cool as fuck.
This is
That would be the anti-necromancer.
There's your backup character. But are you all?
that's metal as
Are you
fuck,
all moving
dude.
forward?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the inspiration.
It's pretty.
Brittany,
It's like
that's
it's
awesome.
it's an entire town that's been wiped off the face of the map. It's pretty. Dragons are dicks most of the time.
I also maybe if I could like carve like a Bahamut symbol.
Oh, of course.
Like,
Of course you can.
Not like a Bahamut did this, but like.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah.
Oh man, if any like chromatic dragons stopped by and saw that, they'd be like, "What the fuck?" But yeah. Great. All right. So you continue on the road again. You're on the King's Road, so nothing really happens. I assume people now you're kind of like keeping an eye on the skies as well, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, if we need to say it, there's probably a like, I know that Druck has his eye on the ground and eye on the sky. Like he's pinpointing everything. I'm probably every so often, Quoin is probably flying up, 60 to 100 feet, like surveying, then dipping back down and being like,
all right,
hey, here's the skinny 1,000, whatever, like
right.
ahead we've got this.
Cool.
But vaguely, like I don't have the keen scouting sense, but like this is you discern.
All right, excellent.
Observe and report.
So the following day, pretty early, percentile check for kind of, let's say this is about like 9 a.m. we're coming up on
93.
Okay. As you're walking, you finally come to the base of the mountains you're headed towards, and you see a massive set of 200-foot tall arched gates of solid bronze have been built into the base of this treacherous looking mountain range. The top of the mountain you can just see is covered in cloud cover, so the peaks of these mountains go into the clouds, almost low-hanging clouds. You can see a set of very steep steps of stone ascending upwards. It's set at about a 75-degree angle beside the gates that rise up and out of sight into the low-hanging clouds. The gates are engraved with the visage of a sturdy, muscular dwarf with a heavily braided beard and a crown of stone. Rising vertically up the exterior sides and seemingly welded onto the side of the gates are a variety of platforms with large nests, where griffins adorned in brass armor rest, gnawing on bones and meat, while beside each griffin is a dwarf in brass armor with those cone-shaped helmets, and those glaives strapped to their back with the crackling red arcane energy blades. One of the dwarfs looks down at you all, and they're positioned next to this large winch. So we're currently dealing with a cave-in for the Underroad. So where are you headed? These are the gates of bronze, the only way to the capital. So.
Yep, we're headed that way.
Okay. If you can't wait a few weeks for us to clean this up, you might want to go over. And he gestures towards the steep stairs. Those steps go up about 500 feet to the roads atop the Sood Peaks. They're incredibly treacherous, but will shave a few days off your journey if you're headed to the capital. They're less winding and more straightforward than the roads down here. He kind of clears his throat and coughs at this huge globule of phlegm and spits it into a bucket. The roads underdo a lot of twists and turns, so you'd be looking at about 10 days down there. That's once we've cleaned the road up. And that's not counting, those 10 days aren't counting stopping at any of the rest stops along the way for food, sleep, supplies, and what have you. The path over, though, you're looking at about 5 days, if the capital is your destination.
Do you mind if I ask if you know what caused the cave-in for the Underroad?
Oh, it happens occasionally. There's lots of monstrous creatures that kind of live under the mountains, and
so like semi-natural causes.
Natural causes, yes. It happens from time to time, but not one of this scale. So it's going to take a few weeks for us to clean it up.
All right. Well, I think we were planning on taking the high road initially anyway.
All right. If you need to rent climbing gear or buy climbing gear, crampons, pythons, ropes, what have you, you can speak to Durgan. He's got a little shack about 200 feet yards over that way. And he kind of points to a set of wooden doors nestled into some rocks, about 200 yards to the right of the gates, and right at the base of these steps. There's no rest stops along the way, though, up top. And you'd essentially be going straight to the capital. Don't expect any towns. All of the towns of the Sood Peaks are actually inside the mountains, underground. But if you're looking for sights to see, there's plenty of sights to see up there. Also, just a warning, look out for rock slides and specifically avalanches this time of year.
Right. Is the climbing gear necessary or just helpful
Just helpful.
for the trek across?
You don't want to fall off the mountain.
All right.
And you all actually all have climbing gear because you bought stuff earlier.
Oh, was it part of our winter?
Yeah. Winter gear would include crampons and pythons.
Sick.
Crampons because you put those in the bottom of your shoes to crock across
Mhm.
ice without issue. Yeah. So everybody has climbing supplies already.
Sweet.
Oh, continue, sorry.
I was just gonna say thank you for the advice. It is our first time trekking over the peaks.
Yeah, I can tell you all look like you're from the core.
Are we that easy to read?
Yeah, you're traveling. Most people don't travel Remnant. Unless they have, like, official business to do. We have some dangerous creatures that call Remnant home, and a lot of people do not like to run into them.
Yeah, we just came through a Mosstead.
Oh, yes.
Saw what happened over there.
Dragon attack, yes. Very
Yeah.
similar to the one that happened in Bastille on the core, actually.
Really?
Yes, in some aspects.
Yeah, we just heard there was an attack. We didn't hear any other details.
Not as catastrophic, but there were some similarities from what we've heard.
Right, like petrification of the townsfolk.
Maybe a few people. Most of the people were seemingly scorched by lightning. Others driven mad and killing each other. It was very strange. But we're still waiting on reports from our king is still waiting on reports from Fender and Silverhand, the current technically be Latin Remeridan, who's currently sitting on the throne because Fender went to Bastille. Anyways, we're just waiting for a report from them so we can know what kind of threat we also might be facing over here. That is all. It's not often dragons work together, so everyone's a little on edge.
As they should be. It's a very strange situation.
Yes. Not chromatic dragons. One of them, apparently, that attacked Bastille was a chromatic dragon. The others weren't. So, very interesting. But also, we don't like sitting this high up in the sky on these gates when there's a dragon problem going on.
That's fair.
Thankfully, we have our griffins here to fly away on. But you're taking Oh, go ahead.
Druck was about to ask, but about halfway through the sentence he stops.
Okay.
He's about to ask, are they faster than a dragon? But then he just kind of like
probably guess no.
Actually, that's why. I mean, he saw a dragon fly, and he's just like, and he's seen one of these things fly.
Griffins
So
can
he's
fly
just
pretty fast, I can recall, but probably not as fast as a dragon.
Dragons are real fast.
Griffins have a
you
flying speed
don't-
of 80 feet, so they're about almost equal.
Yeah.
Some dragons fly real fast. Some dragons fly
Depending
faster
on the
than 80.
size.
Yeah.
Alright,
Also, a
but you
bigger
don't-
dragon doesn't have to cover as much ground. It covers way more ground when it flies. But yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
You don't need to
oh, go ahead, Quoin.
Well, I was just gonna say you don't have to outfly the dragon
You have to
so
outfly
much as you just need
everybody
to
else.
outfly the
Outfly
guy
the
next
slope.
to you.
But if you're taking the road, well, you can only take the road over. I assume you don't want to wait, a month to. Anyways, be safe climbing the roads. Watch out for the creatures that call the roads home up top.
What are those creatures?
All sorts, yetis, remorazes. Thankfully, the frost giants. Oh wait, never mind. The frost giants disappeared. But the frost giants that lived in these mountains were actually had an alliance with our king. But we haven't heard much from them lately. But mostly yetis, remorazes, wolves, bears.
Has Druck ever heard of yetis or remorazes?
Not where you're from, no.
Yeah.
Remorazes are big blue centipedes. They can average 45 feet long.
Here.
Touching them, they have extremely scalding flesh, so touching them burns you severely. Yetis are just snow apes. I don't know how to best describe them. Sasquatches of the snow. And then there's wolves, bears, anything else you'd expect in freezing cold mountains. Anyways, be safe.
Thank you very much. We'll be on our way.
All right. The steps are steep, so be careful. Yeah, so there's a 75-degree angle on these steps. So basically, you're gonna be climbing these steps, kind of like how Frodo, Sam, and Gollum climbed the steps to Cirith Ungol.
Damn.
For those who've seen Lord of the Rings.
That's real steep.
Yeah, it's just like it's only 500 feet.
It's like Jacob's ladder.
Yeah.
The whole way up.
Yeah. But yeah, you can see it, and there's snow falling. It looks a little slippery.
Man, if only I had cast. Oh, I could have prepared Enhanceability.
Yeah, you could have. You still can. It's the start of the day. I'll assume you can.
It's not too late in the day.
You probably would have seen what we were coming up to.
Yeah, it's not too late in the day. You're seeing that you're gonna have to go over a mountain. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
prepare that.
Scratching Ziga Krieger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Quoin's got a goat.
Just like, just petting him. Being like, yeah. Giant goats.
I think it's got a climbing speed, right?
Giant goats don't, but I'll say this one does.
Okay.
I mean, you don't. Yeah, I mean, if you've ever watched
Goats
any
can climb.
video of a goat,
Yeah.
they stand on vertical cliffs like
Just
they don't
hanging
give a
out.
fuck about gravity.
And then eagles pick them up and throw them off.
Mm-hmm.
Licking that salt.
They crave that mineral.
Yep.
It's got electrolytes. It's what goats crave.
Right.
So we're walking
All of
away from the
this-
soldiers.
Yeah. You're going about 220 yards to the left to start climbing these steps.
All of this makes me a little nervous, so...
Druck's just gonna, like, light a torch.
Mhm.
Just for, one, warmth, but two, also to kind of, like, melt any snow.
Okay.
So that, just in case... I imagine the snow would negate his cloak of arachnida, because it wouldn't be a solid surface.
Correct.
So he's
yeah.
like kind of like trying to negate anything that might
Okay.
interrupt that.
You all have abilities and everything. You can all easily climb these steps without issue.
Yeah.
Ven's got like whatever magic.
Mm-hmm.
Quoin's got a goat, and wings just in case. Dax can levitate. Like it's all, you can all do it pretty easily.
I was as we walk towards the steps, I want to ask all of you, just maybe hot cool second, maybe we could shave a couple of miles off of our trip, if instead of trying to fully traverse all of the peaks of this treacherous and craggy mountain, maybe we climb ourselves to the tippy top of one of these peaks, and then we glide our way
You're
across.
not too far away from the doors and the gates. You're about 20 yards away. Things don't fly well up there. It's very windy, very snowy. I don't recommend it.
So many crosswinds
That's
and all those
me
mini
wanting to
valleys
prevent a TPK.
of us just smashing into a mountainside.
Because Featherfall, even if you fell at that height, Featherfall would not work out. Because it would end far before.
Yeah, you'd have to like wait and hold it and cast it like when you're getting close to the ground.
And also,
And if we happen to get to that
in
position,
blizzard-like conditions, you have to make a DC constantly to see if you can concentrate on spells, and that includes holding spells.
yeah. All right.
It's gonna be fun.
Wait. I'd be fine. No, well, I don't have a prep today. They say just invulnerable sphere.
You can certainly
Boonk.
try. Too
Bouncing
late.
away
You
down.
didn't prep it, so you.
I know. I said I didn't prep it already.
So you all.
Well, we're gonna be here for a while, so.
So are you all climbing the steps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's say hello to the Shackman, but we can just keep going.
Okay. So.
Say,
It's
don't
a
need
sign of how far we've come. That the things that we are warned about, we are already prepared for. That's interesting and fun. Makes me feel good.
Oh, forgot to
About
mention. You'll be getting up to about 10,000 feet. You'll have trouble breathing at that altitude. So just so you know. And that
we just
means
need to bring a. We just need to like bring a bucket of water and then cast water breathing so that we can breathe better.
I can create water
no, that's
if
not going to do
someone
it.
can catch water breathing.
Just letting you know we'll be using high altitude mechanics.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
cool.
Oh, but Dax
New
is all
mechanics.
Gucci.
No, you're not, because
Mhm.
you're not from a high altitude place.
But I have mountain born.
That's great, but you're not from an altitude place to get that. You chose to come from a place in the middle of a forest, very on a coast. So yeah, you're not from. Well, yeah.
Lot of beach babies in this campaign.
Yeah.
Hey, I lived in a valley. I'm a valley girl.
Yeah, same
I'm
Druxa
a valley
Valley.
kid.
Druxa Valley girl too.
All right. So during the course of your climb,
Like,
Girl.
I think that's we definitely don't eat enough, and like that's not cool. So like,
Eventually-
we should.
you all pass through the low-hanging clouds and find yourselves standing on a small ledge of a cliff that seems to have a winding, narrow road nestled between jagged rocks and peaks of this mountain as the road begins to ascend higher and higher. The drop behind you is about 500 feet. The snow is falling in large flakes, and you can tell the road isn't maintained at all and is slick with ice. But because of how the snow is falling, there's no snow on the road. So Druck is like going to be one of the only people that's kind of good, but everyone else has crampons, so you can walk on the ice without slipping. A cold, howling wind tears through this narrow road, being funneled through this gap in the jagged peaks. And you just start walking. The road is about 10 feet wide. That's how narrow it is. And after about an hour of walking on this narrow, icy, mountainous road, you can feel the air getting slightly thinner. You're only at about 500 feet, so you can still breathe without issue, but you can tell it might get a little harder the higher you go. And after about 4 hours into your first day of travel atop the Sud Peaks, you can see a portion in the road where it opens up a bit into a natural circular clearing. You can see about 4 or so tents have been erected, each covered in a heavy amount of snow. The tents appear to be torn all over the place and decaying in places. The road goes through this makeshift camp and returns back to being a very narrow 10-foot wide road. A crude wooden sign sits in the snow but is covered in snow and cannot be read while covered.
Maybe
can I-
just
Yeah,
finds
can we
it.
uncover the sign?
Yeah. It says, "Let them find peace where they lie. May the mountain curse you should you disturb them." So very Everest vibes.
That sounds like a pretty clear warning.
And then
Not
you can
to.
see 4 tents. It looks like the tents have been here quite some time. Don't ever watch Everest documentaries. It's very sad. But yeah, 4 tents in this makeshift little campsite, all rotted and decayed, and this sign that's warning you not to disturb the bodies or anything.
Well, I think we should certainly listen to the sign.
Yeah. This just got a lot more real.
I'm going to say a quick prayer.
Okay.
Just say a prayer over the body, like over the tents. Not
Okay.
touch them.
You're not looking in to see the bodies. You're just praying.
Yeah,
into the tents.
Druck's gonna check and see what might have killed them.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going into the tents.
Okay.
I'm going to
Okay. You can easily see the bodies as you're passing by the tents because there's so many holes in them. The first tent has a yellow tiefling woman in leather armor with a longbow and arrows set in the corner of their tent. It appears like they're just sleeping in their bedroll. Easy to tell, froze to death. Weren't wearing the proper gear, that's how they died. Another tent, a deep gnome man is curled up into a ball on his bedroll, a collection of pots and pans lying beside him. Froze to death, easy to discern. Third tent, a white feathered kenku with piercing red eyes lies frozen, staring up towards the ceiling of their tent. Birds can't close their eyes. Well, this one can't. I forgot birds can close their eyes. An androgynous-looking half-elf with puffy orange hair and bushy eyebrows is sitting cross-legged in their tent, seemingly frozen in a type of trance. So they all just froze to death when they were sleeping.
Warning, I suppose. Weather can change quick up here, it seems. Cold can sneak up on us.
We should keep moving and get as much distance as we can.
Well, luckily we have a tower, yes?
You know,
Yeah.
Looked at Van.
It's pretty early, yeah, and it's pretty early in the day, so... The sun is just peeking through the clouds a little bit and through the blowing snow.
Of all the days, Ben decides not to prepare the tower.
Doesn't need to prepare the
I'm
tower.
going to prepare the
It's a
tower
magic
as an item.
Oh, sick.
It's not gold or silver, yeah.
Never mind.
I can like throw that when I can.
Yeah.
I can technically like. Oh man,
You
I
just
really-
fucking salt bays that.
I was gonna say. I wonder
Throw
if
it
like
at a creature and have it crush the creature.
it has stats for doing damage if that happens. I was gonna say. I wonder if I could have used it to clear that cave in. Just like jam it.
It would
into
take you a
s-
very long time.
That's true. I was gonna say like jam it into a space in the rocks and then just like expand it.
And
so it's,
also
like,
have the risk of causing another cave-in.
yeah, caving in worse. Yeah, that's pretty indiscriminate. Yeah.
You all pass through the campsite?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
Is
just
there a
because...
back door on that cube? Sorry.
No.
This is logistics.
There's a hatch on the top.
Yeah. Okay. So that's all the first day. That's all that happens on the first day. Nothing really eventful happens. Over the course of the second day, the road begins to ascend upwards, the air getting much colder and a little harder to breathe. The large snowflakes turn to hail that come down like bullets. After about 2 hours, you begin to round a bend in the road and can see steam rising into the air about 60 feet ahead. The road kind of skirts to the left and rises about 10 feet over 6 large pools of warm water where steam rises up into the air. One of the pools has a sizable oval-shaped rock at the bottom of it. Each pool looks like it's about 15 feet deep. And just steam, steam, steam.
I rolled a 24 for my Cathadium crystal.
Ooh, roll me a D100.
86.
Alright, that is symptom 3 of 5. Let's see what happens to you for today. If it's 2 hours, it's be done by now, so let's hope. What'd you get, 86?
86.
You can only speak by screaming at the top of your lungs.
That'll be great in a place with avalanches.
And roll a d12.
Oh, there it is. 6.
That's for 6 hours, so you have 4 hours left on that.
Okay.
Oh joy.
Yeah, you come to like what looks like a bunch of natural hot springs, and the road kind of rises upwards over these hot springs and continues for like a natural like kind of ice bridge, and it rises up about 10 feet over the hot springs and continues forward. There's about 6 pools of bubbling hot water, or not bubbling hot, steam rising up of these pools of water, one of which has like this big oval-shaped rock at the bottom of it. And yeah, this road you're on kind of ascends up 10 feet and goes over this natural hot spring. The hot spring at the top of a mountain. Makes sense.
Volcanoes. Just volcanic shit.
I
There we
mean,
go.
we're just in Banff.
True. But that's what you see.
Let's all go skinny dipping in the spring.
No.
Also, since the road's so narrow, what's the marching order? You can do two abreast on this road.
I'm probably near the front since I have
Yeah.
a decent survival.
Same as Druck.
I do recommend the survival people be at the front.
Yeah.
Okay, who's
Then-
behind Druck and Kenna?
Probably me and me riding
Right.
Zieg
Your goat.
Krieger.
Yep. Anyone who's beside Quoin? You can do two abreast on this road.
I'll be beside Quoin so I can keep a hand on the goat just in case I slip or something. I can just like grab onto the saddle.
Okay.
He's so,
and then Dax in the
so
back.
sure-footed.
Question.
Answer.
I have 17 hours left on the potions of fire breath.
Yeah.
Would I have been able to knock that out?
I'll say 12 from the.
We're down to 12?
Yeah. Like you knocked
Okay.
12 out. I mean.
Okay, so
6
down to
hours a
5.
night. So yeah, you're down to 5.
Sweet.
Oh wait,
It's been a few days.
it's been a few days. You'd be done.
Okay. Sweet. So we have 2 potions of fire breath.
Yeah.
And I would have gotten a few days of learning done on
Yeah, like
that,
that's
too.
1 week down on your 10 weeks.
Okay.
Yes. No.
Because those 2 took a week to brew, a work week.
Right. What day did you start? Do you remember?
I started on the 43rd of Zilm.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days have passed.
Mhm.
You'd be on the 5th day now, or 6th day now, right?
Uh,
Looking at my calendar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you're on the 6th day.
3, 4. So I would have finished them last night.
Yeah.
Great.
And
started-
you'll
we
be at
started
a
this-
you'll be at a full work week in 2 days.
Okay.
Oh, I thought a
Yeah.
work week was 5 days.
Yeah, which will be all right. So it'll be today. That Druck's first work week is today for learning how to do potion stuff.
All right, Druck, you got an 82 on your first quiz of the week. I'd say you passed. On your first potions quiz.
But do you all pass over this area? Keep continuing on along this kind of natural snow bridge that goes over the hot springs?
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen such a natural, beautiful gift from the bounty of Bahamut.
Smells like farts.
It's still hailing. But the hail, as soon as it gets down here, it just kind of melts instantly because the heat. It's pretty warm.
That looks interesting, though.
And he points to the
The rock.
rock.
It's pretty
Yeah.
big. It's about 6 feet in diameter. Kind of oval shaped.
That seems strange.
And it's like spherical. It's like a boulder almost. It's like a spherical oval boulder.
Bottom of these hot springs.
Yeah. At the bottom of the one you're currently walking past.
I mean, it's no. If you guys feel free, turn me down if you'd like. But does anybody want to take 15 minutes to enjoy the bounty of nature that has befall us on this? I mean, I know that we are trying to get to the capital. We have all these other things, but like, I mean, what's the point of life if you're not living, right?
The worst, the downside, Cohen, in this situation is that, well, it's not good to get wet when the cold is so close.
Also, who's all looking into this pool with the boulder in it?
I'll be peeking in, yeah.
Yeah, I'll look in.
Anyone who's looking in, okay, so everyone said they were except for Dax, so everyone but Dax give me perception checks.
Dax just like
8.
Okay.
I've
Then
seen a
a
whole
piece of like a
row.
big snow. You know how when you're like walking, you get like a snowflake in your eye?
Oh.
There you go. Kenna, what'd you get?
29.
29 for Druck. Kenna, what'd you get?
Yeah.
13.
13. Quoin.
6.
Druck. You're the only one who sees this. Is anyone like preparing to jump into the water?
No.
Okay,
we're-
good to know.
We were all talking about it.
Druck, curled up kind of blending in with the natural ice of this hot spring, because hot spring is also made of snow. It's kind of made of ice as well. You can see curled up under the water, guarding that rock, is a 45-foot long bluish centipede with winged fins jutting out from its head, and it's just protecting this thing. And you can see its eyes are looking up directly at you.
Everyone stop. I see what looks like maybe that centipede thing that was mentioned by the guards.
Oh. I won't ask you to point it out, but we should probably back away slowly.
Right there.
I said, okay.
Oh,
all right.
yeah. I see what you're
Stop.
talking about.
It's not moving, it's just staring.
We think we should back away slowly.
The only way forward is to go past it.
Oh, is it? Does that spring cover like the entire width of the peak?
Mm-hmm. Of this section where the road is.
Yeah, we go over the bridge, right?
Yeah, you're on the bridge, the snow bridge that's 10 feet in the air. It's going over all the hot springs.
So we just keep going over the bridge.
Okay.
So
but the bridge will bring us closer to it.
You're already beside it.
Oh, we're right beside. So if we just keep going over the snow bridge, we don't have to
Correct.
We'll be getting farther away from it. Oh, okay. Yeah, just back away slowly down the snow bridge.
All right. Interesting. What did they call those again?
Remoraz.
And based on what the guards...
It's hard to say.
Based on what the guards told you, this is not a natural hot spring. This thing's body just gives off heat that it melts snow and ice into.
Nice.
I really wanted somebody to jump in, because that would have been bad.
Naked fighting a Remoraz.
Yeah, no armor. Oof.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You continue on the bridge, and you can just see it. It stops looking up and just goes back to cradling this, what you can assume is an egg.
Aw, cute.
Not a boulder.
No.
It's not a boulder.
It's an egg.
But as we continue into the third day on this mountain, we're going to take a break. So we'll be back here as you all pass the Remoraz. We'll be back here in 10 minutes. Put the timer on. See you all soon.
Woo!
Woo!
So, you pass the hot springs with the Remoraz in them. I posted what would have been the battle map in the group chat, so you all could have seen it. Not my best work. But your third day arrives. This day, however, thankfully, the hail seems to let up. As does the need for Kenna to consistently shout. Which means I also need percentile dice.
64.
You're good. This day the hail seems to let up, but gives way to strong, cold, deafening winds. The narrow road has remained narrow for most of this trip and seems to give way to a bridge made of solid stone and is slick with ice. I wrote this before Sunday. The bridge has stone railings that sit about 3 feet high, and it'd be taller than that, sorry. Yes, the bridge has stone railings that sit about 15 feet high, and the bridge appears broken in places. Sat before the bridge are 2 60-foot-tall statues of 2 giants adorned in heavy furs and jagged-looking helmets, with one hand each held outwards, very similar to the... I can't think of the name of the statues in Lord of the Rings, but those ones. Yeah. Whatever they're doing.
My kings.
The bridge stretches as far as you can see and disappears into the cloud cover and blowing snow. There's a big old bridge. 15-foot high stone railings. And the ground of the bridge, the floor of the bridge, is slick with ice. You're not at risk of falling off the bridge. Do you pass over the bridge?
I mean, yeah. We've got to.
You said there was a risk of falling off?
There isn't.
Okay. Yeah, let's go across.
Druck would like to just, with the way his movement works, he would like to go to do a pass under the bridge and like make sure
Completely stable.
the path is clear underneath the
Yep.
bridge and
Yep.
that there's nothing like.
But you can't see the end of the bridge because, like I said, it stretches into the blowing snow and disappears.
Okay.
It's 60 feet wide.
All right. He'll, assuming that we are crossing, Druck will cross upside down underneath it,
Okay.
along with.
There are a lot of like
everyone
jagged
else.
icicles, kind of like just hanging underneath.
So difficult terrain.
No,
Okay.
not with
Well,
your, not with your. Nah, fuck it. You can just like, you're just like a spider like climbing through them. Like,
Okay. Cool.
it's weird looking. Anyways, you all cross the bridge then. No questions asked.
Yeah.
Okay. The bridge is 60.
You seem so disappointed.
No, I'm just
gonna-
seeing if the bridge is literally harmless. I'm just seeing
Full
if people
send.
cross it. Okay. It's 60 feet wide, and it stretches forward what seems like about 8 miles. It's a long bridge. Looking over the side, it just gives way to jagged peaks below. So there's really nothing down there. After about 8 miles, it takes about 2 hours to cross the bridge. Druck underneath the whole time. After about 2 hours walking along this bridge, it eventually comes back to the mountain road, and about a mile ahead you can see a monolithic fortress of solid, jagged ice. Again, wrote this before Sunday. Nestled in the mountains, obscured by the blowing snow, and a feeling of unease comes over any of you who gaze upon it. A path stretches towards this fortress through the mountains, and another narrow road stretches to the northwest slightly. A sign is posted here which reads, Anvil Varick, northwest, 48 miles. Pale Shard Fortress, north, 1 mile.
So
Well,
the choice is to stop by a fortress or not.
Yeah, you have the capital northwest, 48 miles. Pale Shard Fortress, north, 1 mile. 2 roads like this. Backwards like this.
Two roads diverge on a white peak.
You're going for
I
the
mean-
capital. You guys have remembered, you're going for the capital.
Yeah. I mean, do we want to take a detour or should we just keep going and not risk it?
I mean, we didn't want to even enjoy the natural hot springs.
Well,
So...
the hot springs were created by a giant centipede monster.
Right, right. Is anyone else getting an inexplicable feeling of dread from looking at this place,
Well,
or is that
anyone
just
who
me?
looks at it feels unease, kind of like it feels like your hairs on your neck standing up. Druck, it feels like all your hair is standing up.
Yeah, that is. I mean, and that's when we're looking at the fort.
The fortress, yeah, it's about a mile into the mountains. You can see it's made of solid ice.
Why wouldn't we want to investigate and perhaps purge it of that uneasy feeling? Or we could just slide on by. You know, it's not as if we were put together to solve mysteries and to root out evil and to start. It's not like we were clandestine at a party.
I
where
mean,
we saw someone poisoned and now all of us are coming together to solve things and help problems. But we could just skate on by if you want. Just
we were
just
forcefully volunteered to complete a job that we were being paid for.
And
Right,
this just
and-
kind of seems like, I mean, if there was a volcano in the middle, like this is in the middle of the mountains. I don't know that it's necessarily hurting anyone. If there was a volcano, like I wouldn't necessarily go and try and like fix that. Some things are just in the world and on their own, and not necessarily something that needs fixing.
Elemental.
It does. Speaking of elementary, it does seem like maybe perhaps a van full of teenagers and a dog could worry about this more than we necessarily need to.
I think we need a lot.
Everyone
more,
make perception checks.
I think we would need a lot more euphoric
Everyone
dust.
makes perception checks with disadvantage because these are hearing-based perception checks and the wind is blowing.
Okay.
6.
Okay.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, because it's hearing-based and there's blowing wind.
Okay.
Oof. Oh, I
Perception.
rolled 2 8s. Great.
19
Okay.
at disadvantage.
17.
17. Okay.
13.
13. Kenna, Druck, and Dax, you all hear voices, kind of like what sounds like voices carry on the wind, like from the fortress in that direction. Kenna, you hear your mom say, "Help me. I don't know where I am." Druck, I'm gonna message you. No. You hear, "Tell them to stop eating me, big brother." Dax.
Fuck.
You hear the familiar voice of an ogre say, "Don't you want to finish this, you pathetic weakling?" Quoin and Ven don't hear anything. They just hear.
All seem distressed, like when I saw you talking to the sphere. Are you okay? I don't, there's no, it sounds like the wind.
We should check. We should check this to see if there is anything spear-like associated with it.
No, Druck, I really don't. As much as I want to believe that whatever you heard was real, I don't think it is. I think it's trying to draw us in.
Oh no, as much as it is, and I know it is, we should try to make sure that it's not another sphere or moon presence type thing. If it is this close to the capital of Remnant, it should be known, yes?
All right. I'll go in there with you, but I won't say I told you so.
I know it's a bad idea, but it is what I do. I go into bad situations and I leave bad situations alive. That is what I do.
Looking at this fortress, what is the scale of it? Like, is it
It's a mile
average?
out, but you can see it kind of poking up a little bit over some smaller peaks. So you can't, like I said, you can't really tell from this distance.
Okay.
But you hear the voices again. Kind of, you hear, "Everything hurts. I see darkness everywhere. Where am I?" Dax, you just hear, and I thought you were strong.
Okay, Dax starts walking towards the fortress, and you just see her pull out the mind carver, and is just like you know how like they like hit like their hand with their weapon like a beat stick. Dax is going towards it like and mumbling under her breath.
Are we doing? Are we okay? All right.
Druk, I apologize for this one. This one says,
"What is the matter, Dax? Do you see a halfling somewhere?"
Druk, where are you? And you see Dax storming off down this path towards the fortress, axe out.
We should probably go help her out in case she gets into trouble. Oh, fuck.
Not behind.
Me. And I'm gonna follow after Dax.
And at this point, as you get, if Druk and Ven, are you following?
Druk's not following directly behind Dax. He's going adjacent.
Okay, cool.
So that whatever she triggers,
okay,
he's not a part of.
Quoin and Ven, as you two follow, I need you to make perception checks now. This will be with disadvantage again, though.
Real quick, have I been able to tell that they're like audibly hearing something?
No one's mentioned it. No.
Okay.
Druk would have mentioned that he knows that what he's hearing isn't real.
Okay, so you know.
But he needs to make sure that it's not the moon presence.
Okay, yeah, so you know there.
Well, I got a nat 1.
Okay. You can't hear anything.
You got a 12.
12. Okay. I think you had an 11 before, 8 before.
I had an 8 before, yeah.
Okay.
12 this time.
DC's 10. Why didn't you help me at the temple, Quoin? I could have used you. Why didn't you stop them from killing me? And it sounds like yodeling.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course it does.
Okay.
Of course it does. Yeah, no, and it's also not to be the shiny, optimistic rainbow of the script, but I'm like, bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. That's bullshit, and you fucking know it.
I mean, Druk knows it's bullshit too, but he's in it to figure out if this is the moon talking to him.
Okay.
That's also the softest Yodelin has ever fucking sounded in her life. She's insane.
Ven doesn't hear a thing, so Ven's probably like, "Oh, well, this is okay."
All right, everyone, whatever. Yeah.
All right.
This is the person who cracks eggs just by grabbing them.
Yeah. So you're all following Dax and Druk then. Okay.
Oh yeah, no. Honestly, probably pretty close to Dax, without like a reservation of like staying out of a trap.
Sure,
it's like me and Krieger are.
Oh yeah, the goat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Druk will do like a kind of like bird call to kind of like get Kenna's attention to hopefully get them to kind of join Druk and not the beef group.
Yeah, I'll start sliding over to near Druk.
Okay.
And I'm keeping my eyes open for like anything that could be a trap or
you don't see
like positions where there could be
nothing.
Archers or snipers.
Nothing. The road ahead twists and turns between the jagged peaks and isn't nearly as narrow as the road you took to get up the mountain. A cold, blowing wind and heavy snowfall obscures the path so much that you can only see about 15 feet in front of you. The wind is howling and is making it nearly impossible to hear anything. After about half an hour, you push forward, and you can see large snow-covered statues of what you assume are frost giants flanking the path, and they rest up against the sides of this jagged mountainous path. They have great axes raised into the air towards the statue directly across from them, making a sort of makeshift series of arches. They're kind of like a giant statue holding their axe out like this, and the one across from it holding their axe out to touch their axe, basically.
Now that we're closer, can I discern if this is definitely giant-sized entryways and walkways?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be in this winter climate. I do not mean to be the wet blanket, but we must remember that at one point in this specific country, there was an alliance between frost giants and royalty. So, not that we represent the crown, but we are trying to befriend the crown, and we should maybe, if there's a chance to side with an entity, maybe we lean towards siding with the giants. Anybody's is cool.
I'm in
Well-
agreement with you.
Well, one thing with that. They said they haven't seen frost giants in these mountains for a long time.
I forgot to mention they would have specified 2 years.
I haven't seen frost giants in these mountains for 2 years. And if this fortress is right off the path, I have to wonder if the original inhabitants are still here.
Oh yes, no, I think it is probably ripe for squatters. If I were to guess from the stonework,
Ice work.
the beautiful eyes work.
Oh wait, no, these statues are old. The statues are stone. You don't see the fortress. Oh no, yeah, the fortress is beyond all these makeshift arches. I think. Yeah.
Yes, no, there's easily you could take these arches and look as I am standing underneath plenty of shelter.
Are you standing on one of the arches?
Under the legs of one of the stone, unless there are no legs.
You would have to pass through an arch to get under the legs.
Yeah, sure. I'll pass under an arch.
Okay, as Quoin passes through the arches, the first 2 giant heads turn to look down the path where everybody is standing. Where is everybody standing roughly?
I'm imagining Druck and I are kind of off to the left side of the path.
Okay, who's all still on the path? Because this would get triggered as soon as Quoin walks under the arches.
Ziga Krieger would probably be near Dax, and I would probably be trying to prove a point.
Okay,
so
yes,
we're talking about shelter.
So as these 2 giant heads turn, their eyes shift blue, and they unleash a cone of cold down the path. So I need Dax, Ven, Quoin, and the goat to make con saves.
Oh dear.
Druck's just gonna share a knowing glance with Kenna.
I start preparing to cast Healing Word.
Thankfully, I'll say the goat has cold resistance, because it's like a mountain goat, we'll say. So it'll have whatever. Anyways. Okay. Ven, what'd you get?
19.
19. You take 12 cold damage reduced to 6 because you have cold resistance.
Cold resistance, yeah.
Dex.
45.
You take 6 cold damage.
I thought you said 45, and I was like, what the fuck?
Kenna, what'd you get?
I wasn't in the cone.
Yeah, we were.
Oh,
off to
right.
the side.
Right, sorry. Quoin, what would you get?
Quoin got 20.
12 cold damage. And the goat?
Ziga got 10.
12 cold damage because halves the full
Got
amount
half.
because cold resistance, yeah.
Alright, so he's got 7.
And then the heads just stop glowing and the trap looks like it is no longer active.
Does anyone want some good berries?
Just you see Ven kind of covered in icicles, just hanging off the clothes and in the hair.
I didn't really look that bothered by
6
it, though,
cold
'cause,
damage, 6 cold damage. You two
Yeah.
are fine.
Cold resistance, so yeah.
Both me and Ziga Krieger.
Are you sure before we might trigger any
Oh.
other traps?
I will cast mage armor on myself.
Okay, cool.
I would say to give my portion of berries to Ziga Krieger.
Alright, how many does he look like he needs?
I mean,
One heal,
cards
one
on
hit
the
point.
table. He has, only 7 left of what was once 19.
I'm gonna-
I don't want you to use up too many spell slots because I'll just use some of my.
Oh,
my
I use up my spell slots from the night before, so I just have good berries for the next 16 hours.
Yeah.
Great.
They last for
Great.
24 hours, yeah.
I mean, if you wanna hook both me and my goat friend up.
Yeah, I
Plus
already
12.
marked off 12 for Zieg. How many do you need?
That was 34 cold damage too. Right, it would be 12, right?
No.
34 would be 17.
Oh, well, let's redo the math then.
Yeah.
So the goat takes 17 cold damage. Sorry.
Half of 17 would be 8.
So Ven and Dex took 8,
Okay.
and Quoin took 17.
17.
I don't know why I thought 12.
So 17.
Okay, so 17 for you and Zieg. Let me just pull out a calculator. Minus 34 for Quoin and Zieg. Do Ven and Dax want any good berries just to get him back up to full?
Dax would put out there a hand for approximately 8 good berries.
Yeah,
Alright.
same.
Minus 16. Alright.
Alright. Each one of those heals 1 hit point.
Yeah.
And
Dax
Druck,
is like
full.
popping them in the air.
yeah,
Just-
and then full. And then Druck and Ken are just standing out of the way of the entire cone of cold. Just
What's funny
What's
is
about-
you do get full after one.
you do.
Mhm.
So that it's kind of like
No, they provide enough sustenance for the day, so it doesn't stack your sustenance.
Druck stubbornly eats a mushroom
I double checked to
instead
make
of
sure it's not the
instead of the
opposite.
good berry.
It's a little
Oh, wait.
cold.
Actually, yeah, it says it says you
I mean,
magically eat enough sustenance for the day, but it doesn't actually say it fills you up. So if you're just
Yeah.
like only eating one good berry a day, it's like it's enough to sustain you, but you're
Yeah.
still super hungry all day.
Yeah.
'Cause you
Uh,
only ate this much
I'm just
food.
imagining a good berry.
It's
is
like eating
this
only
big.
vitamins.
but
Yeah.
the statues, their heads turn, and then the eyes just go down, and it looks like the trap was set to only go off the once.
I do offer Druck a single good berry in case he wants one. It's like, do you want one, Druck?
How long do they last?
They'll probably last until tonight before we go to bed.
Pocket.
Okay.
Emergency good berry. All right. As we walk down this, what is it? What would it be called?
Path.
This alley of statues.
Okay.
Can I try to see if there are any more traps that could be triggered as we continue?
No.
I'm sorry, I should probably let Druck be doing this.
It doesn't look like there's any traps, and that trap looked like it was magical, not detectable.
I'm gonna put up detect magic then.
Okay, so as you're walking, I'll take 10 minutes to get through all these arches.
Oh, Kenna and Druck are an awesome combo.
Okay.
They
All
cover
of-
all the bases. It's awesome.
The first 2 statues... Actually, you'd be past the first 2 statues by the time detect magic. Are you doing it while you're walking, or...
Yes.
Okay. You don't detect anything.
Okay.
But it lasts for 10 minutes, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Passing under the arches, you can finally see this massive fortress of jagged ice before you. A ramp of solid ice leads up to a series of thick double doors, about 50 feet tall, made of solid ice. The ice that makes up this fortress is so incredibly thick and cloudy that you can't see through it, and it seems to emanate an intense aura of cold from it. The fortress appears to be about 3 floors, and the roof rises to a series of jagged peaks. It seems devoid of any heat or light sources from what you can see. Where windows once were now seem to be completely frozen over, causing these front doors to appear to be the only entrance. As the fortress is built into the mountain, there is no way around it. About 60 feet to the right of the fortress is the massive corpse of some sort of blue centipede-like creature with wing-like fins around the head. Same thing you saw. It's one of the same creatures you saw in the hot spring. The body is about 45 feet long and curled up across a series of large ice-covered boulders, and the corpse is riddled with old, rotting arrows and rusted, frozen crossbow bolts. And an intense aura of unease continues to radiate from the fortress as you gaze upon it. Ven, make me a history check. Yeah.
I'm gonna cast guidance on Ben.
Okay. What?
I keep forgetting.
Oh, I unmuted. 25.
25. You would know that frost giants tend to use remorazes as guards. And this thing's dead.
I do believe that the original owners are not home, and anything capable of doing that is probably very dangerous, so we should probably be prepared to run for our lives.
What do all the weapons look like?
The body's riddled with rotting arrows and rusted crossbow bolts. It was killed
Are they-
by a lot of arrows and crossbow bolts. Like, it looked like there was a force that did it.
Are they like medium humanoid sized or scaled up?
Medium.
Are there any torn battle banners?
Nope.
Okay.
But the fortress is definitely giant-sized.
Yeah. I mean, it clearly wasn't the giants that did this. It was something more our size. Maybe the king's relationship with the giants didn't end so well.
That'd be strange. Almost like reneging on a deal, perhaps.
The arrows and bolts look more crude, like they wouldn't come from an army that a king would employ.
But look at these bolts.
Yeah,
I do better. I do better wood carving for my own custom bolts than what's on these. Not
It literally looks
something
like
that would
it
be
kind of looks
from
like
Crown's guards.
It kind of looks like somebody might have just like looted these arrows and bolts from a grave. Like just the state of them, like, oh, these probably were dug up, but yeah, they're not well taken care of. Like there's no way anything could rot in this cold, and there's rotted arrows impaled in this thing. So then generally you can assume these arrows were just not well taken care of beforehand.
Maybe we'll find more clues inside.
Everyone be prepared to run. I'm always prepared to run, so...
Are we still hearing voices?
No, not right now.
Okay.
The only thing that's prevented me from running in other situations has been all of you, so if for instance all of us should run, I can hold up the rear because I can outrun most things.
Are you sure, Druck?
Yes, I'm pretty sure. I'm fast.
All right.
Weakling. It's all Dax here is just weakling.
You just see Dax starting to grip the mind carver harder, and they're just going towards the door, and you just hear them mumbling under their breath, just obscenities.
As we start going towards the door, I'm going to use my Tiefling racial armor of Agathis.
Cool.
Real
Smart.
quick.
What does your armor of
Double
Agathis? What does your
armor.
armor of Agathis look like? 'Cause I think this is one of the like the second time you've cast it. So what does it look like?
I've cast it a few times.
What does it look like?
It's Ven's armor of Agathis. So Ven's is a racial armor of Agathis from being a Tiefling, and I've kind of covered that. Like when Ven casts like Ray of Frost out of his eyes, using his racial Tiefling ability, like it comes with like speaking infernal as the verbal component. So like there is definitely I have imagined that basically
Ben is too comfortable up here.
I've imagined that like the way that at least maybe in Ven's family, the way the like racial spellcasting works is it's kind of like it goes dormant if you don't. It's like kind of like a use it or lose it type deal.
Okay, cool.
And like Ven in his spellcasting just kind of like added that into the repertoire.
Okay.
So like it naturally comes from some demonic origins. So it is probably like starts from the eye, because like the eyes are where his Ray of Frost comes from, like starts from the eyes and like spreads out into a helmet. Probably does like
The
form
horns, yeah.
ice versions of his horns
Fucking
off the back of
Hellboy.
his head.
Oh, yeah.
That's
spreads
fucking cool, dude.
spreads down his body into like spiky looking demonic armor,
Cool.
and just this pale blue ice that covers all over and like
Awesome.
segments of the like it's almost like 3D printed, where like it forms as one solid piece,
Oh,
and then as Ven moves, like all the joints crack and like little bits of ice fall off.
Okay. And you've all seen him cast this before, so
This is nothing new.
yeah.
But a renewed sense of friends thick as fuck, bros.
But Dax, you're like stomping up to the door.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. They're just like, whoever the fuck is doing this shit, their head's going kaput.
Okay.
Then Druck's gonna make his way. We're in the fortress thoroughly, correct?
You're outside of it. There's no open entrance. This is the only entrance. The windows are all frozen over, and there's no way to go around the fortress.
Oh, okay, so we aren't actually inside, so there's no ceiling
Nope, this
or
is the
walls
only,
yet.
Nope, this is the only. Yeah, you're not in yet.
Cool, great.
Do the
perfect.
doors look like they open in or open once I get close enough to see them?
It's a thick slab of ice with chiseled ice with crude handles. In place of hinges, they have thick cylindrical pins of ice that rest in holes at the top and bottom of the door's frames. The doors of this fortress are all push open. And they're big, giant-sized doors, so they require an athletics check to open.
Oh fuck yeah, buddy, we're gonna do that.
Am I getting anything from detect magic
What's the radius?
so far? 30 feet.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh wait, hold on.
Can I help?
Hold on.
Can I help push the door open?
It'd just be an advantage if Dax is doing it, yeah.
I mean, I take the advantage.
And you're at the door. You're sitting right at the door, Kenna? Like with everybody else?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, about 30 feet into the door, you can detect magic, but not any school of magic.
Okay.
25 with advantage.
Okay, Dax, you and Quoin both push the doors open, Aragorn style, 2 towers, and you push these. You push these. 50
I haven't seen
foot,
that movie.
You push these 50-foot tall doors open, and as you push the doors open, you see the doors are 2.5 feet thick. And as you push these ice doors open, I'm going to read out what the fortress is going to the features of the fortress, so everybody kind of knows in their mind's eye what is in here. That way I don't have to describe it with every room. Furnishings, passageways, and other dimensions of the rooms inside are all sized for frost giants. The ceilings are all 50 feet high unless otherwise specified. All surfaces, floors, ceilings, walls, and so forth, are made of smooth, opaque, chiseled ice with a bluish tinge. A 2-foot deep blanket of cold mist creeps along the floors, which aren't slippery unless I tell you otherwise. The interior of the fortress is incredibly cold. It is not illuminated, so it's pitch black right now. And I've already described the doors. The doors inside are 25 feet tall. You can see doors. 8 feet wide, blah, blah, blah. Athletics checks to open them. They're all push open. But a long hallway stretches forward. A thick layer of 2-foot mist, like I described, a 2-foot deep mist clings to the floor because it's just so cold. Every surface of the interior is made of incredibly thick ice. This hallway is incredibly wide, and the ceiling rises up about 50 feet. Slumped up against the left wall is the massive corpse of a frost giant adorned in jagged ice-like armor. The corpse seems to be blocking a door. You cannot make out any wounds on the body. Kenna, your detect magic radiates from something on the side of their body, like in a pouch. The corridor continues past this corpse with a series of doors flanking the walls and a set of massive stairs descending downwards at the end. And you all swear you can hear heavy footfalls echoing from somewhere in the fortress, but can't pinpoint where because of the echoey nature of things. And in this corridor there are 4 doors and the stairs going down. So 2 on the left corridor, 2 on the left wall, 2 on the right wall. The first door on the left has this frost giant slumped up against it.
Like looking over at Kenna, Druck's gonna kind of like give them a look and then kind of hit the ground and try to hide in the
mist.
Yeah, in the mist that's on the floor. Does it seem to provide like advantage?
It's
on
not really.
anything,
It's not.
Or is
it's
it
not.
like
it's not obscuring mist. It's just a light kind of.
Okay, cool.
It's not,
I felt
it's
like
not
that was
stealthy.
worth
Yeah.
exploring.
Yeah,
so
you dive down and
yeah.
it's not doesn't really provide any like stealth cover.
So I imagine Kenna still sees
Yeah.
sees him and he's like,
Kenna, do you have dark vision?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, you do. Dax doesn't. I think Dax is the one that doesn't have dark vision, so Dax can't see anything.
I'm gonna cast light on Dax's axe.
Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah!
And yeah, so you all, so immediately on your left, you see this massive frost giant, no visible wounds on it, completely preserved, just leaning up against this door, and kind of you detect magic somewhere on like one of the many pouches it kind of has attached to its armor on its right side.
I'm gonna go look for which pack is pinging.
Okay, you can easily find it.
Hey, Van, over here.
Oh, all right.
Might have found something.
What's that coin?
I'd like to just see if we can discern how this frost giant passed. I know we can't.
There is no way to just. You look. There's no way to discern it. It looks like he just collapsed.
Oh, okay.
No visible wounds. Nothing.
Wow.
Autopsy time. Cut him open. Check the heart.
But
Don't give Dax a reason.
So Kenna, you go to the pouch where you're getting the ping of detect magic. Is anybody else doing anything while Dax or while Kenna is kind of examining this frost giant corpse?
I'm going with
Okay.
I was gonna examine for to just see in depth, but if I can't do a medicine check, then
There's just
Druck.
Yeah.
Druck is still trying
No
to.
rolls required.
Druck is still trying to figure out what magic stuff is supposed to look like.
Okay.
So the fact that she's like picking up on something, or that Kenna's picking up on something, Druck wants to figure out like,
Okay.
It seems like something magic is they are detecting something magic, so he's wanting to kind of he's close but not in the way of Ven.
Okay.
Dax is waiting to yeet the body out of the way of the door when they're done.
You're not strong enough to move it by yourself. These are giant-sized pouches you're digging through, and the pinging comes from this giant-sized drinking horn, made from the skull horns of a dragon. You can recognize horns of a dragon, and a phrase is carved into the horn in giant. The drinking horn weighs 25 pounds.
But I'm a strong bish. I got a 14 strength. I can pick it up.
You can carry
no
that,
problem.
yeah. But it's a horn. It weighs 25 pounds.
Hey, Ben, you read giant. Can you read this? And
Dax reads giant.
Oh.
Dax is right there as you're handing it off to the tiefling.
Wait, Druck and Kenna have the same strength?
I also don't read giant.
I thought you were Dax. You read giant.
That was Ash.
Dax, it says Vlakos.
Vlakos?
Vlakos. Vlako. Vlakos. Like it's just the giant's name.
It's Vlakos. It's just his name, Kenna.
But it does ping as magic.
I mean,
Dax is gonna grab it, like hold it in their hand, and is it like a twist off top, or like anything on it?
No, it's like a horn, a dragon horn that someone would drink out of, just like this. There's nothing attached to it. It's just a horn.
Dax is gonna Dax is just gonna be like, if Kenna's like thinking it's magic or something, they're just gonna like take a sip out of it and see if like something like appears or some shit.
A frozen wad of just liquor hits you in the face.
Kenna snorts.
But it is magical. Identified it. It's detected magic that it was magical.
Magical liquor.
It's the horn that it's the drinking horn that radiates.
Yeah. I'm joking. Yeah.
Hey Ben, you want to identify this for us?
Maybe later when we're not trespassing.
Hey, all right. Can I put this in the bag of holding then?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
You can add...
What's the weight limit on the bag? So
I think we're doing.
You're nowhere near
right.
the capacity. This includes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, bag of holding is at 22 out of 500 pounds.
Yeah. All right. You can add Vlakos's horn or frost giant drinking horn.
Okay. Just a custom item for now.
Yep. Well,
okay.
That's that. Yeah, the giant body's slumped up against the door. You have 4 doors in this corridor.
How approximately how heavy is the frost giant?
Too heavy for what you're thinking.
I would just go push it.
You don't have enough strength.
Someone want to help me?
Fireball on the giant.
Okay. So who's all helping move the giant?
I'll help.
Okay. What's your strength score, Kenna?
14.
Dax, what's your strength score?
21.
All right. You both push. Still not enough.
going to give last rites to this frost giant.
Okay.
Quoin, you're not helping.
No, I'm fully standing on the frost giant, standing on its like nose to like
Okay.
to send it some blessing.
Makes it a
Like,
little harder to push, but not too much heavier.
Like yeah, just put it and then like try and, but like not to be too macabre, but I'm sure these eyes are.
Oh yeah, they're like
open.
fully open.
Yes,
and-
I'm like trying,
and perfectly
like,
preserved.
trying to shut them, and I imagine it's like trying to.
You trying to shut them? Make me a sleight of hand check to see if you
all
don't break
can
off an eyelid.
All you can handle, bro. That happens to be one of my best stats. God, I hope I roll
Don't jinx
that one.
yourself.
Okay, no, this is 16.
Yeah, you can close the eyelids without like them snapping off from being frozen. But yeah, Dax and Kenna, you cannot budge his body by yourselves.
Even with a combined strength of, what would it be?
35? No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
5?
nope.
I can math. Druck, do you want to come and help us?
Even with my help, this thing is too
There's a
massive.
door behind the giant they're trying to get access
Yeah.
to.
We could.
Oh.
It might be easier just chop this giant
It'll
up.
Well, I
be easier.
mean,
It'll be easier to move it.
If Dax and I push, and then the rest of you guys pull, we might be able
I
to
could-
slide
You
it.
need a combined strength of 40 to push it.
Yeah, I could tell.
Oh, okay. So like one more of us just needs to help.
Yeah.
I get down between it and try and put my feet up and just try and.
Okay, you can push the giant out of the way.
All right,
shoulder.
1, 2, 3, push.
Just like slides out of the way. Giving access
Like
to
a hockey puck.
giving access to the door behind.
Hi, Blakos. Have fun. Slowly sliding
He's not
away.
sliding away. He just kind of looks like. Frost giants weigh a lot.
All right. How's this door looking?
Same as all the other doors. Requires an athletics check to open.
All right. Guidance on Dax.
They crack their knuckles and they're gonna give it a good.
Athletics check.
Is guidance a +4?
Plus a D4.
Plus a D4. Okie dokie. Plus a D4. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23,
That succeeds.
24, 25. Okay.
5 10 by 10 wooden crates covered in a layer of frost fill this room. A foul, sticky fluid seems to be leaking from one of the crates in a 20-foot radius puddle.
Is there anything magical pinging?
Nope.
No. Looks like it was just a storeroom to me. Nothing magical from what I can tell.
You said it was sticky, the liquid?
A foul, sticky liquid leaking from one of the crates in a 20-foot radius puddle.
If it's not important what's going on here, then we should avoid it. We should try to find something associated with the moon. If it's not the moon, it's something else, just as evil.
Alright, let's find another room.
Okay, you got the
Or
door.
more
You got the door
clues.
beside this one, and then 2 doors in the hallway across.
Let's try next door.
Right next door.
Requires athletics check.
Guidance.
I'm going for it. 19 plus 8
That
plus
succeeds.
1. That succeeds.
All right. Where's everyone's like? Where's everyone like in this hallway? Is anyone doing anything specifically in this hallway? And I just want to know for my mental state.
Yeah, Quoin would probably just be perusing and looking at the craftsmanship of the hall. Like, not like they're pushing on doors. I'm not gonna get in their way. Just,
Okay.
Like, looking at stuff, but like not terribly far. Like I don't want to like be one
Yeah.
around 10 feet.
Okay, and then Kenna would have to be beside Dax for guidance. Ven, where are you hanging
Just give him
out?
a pat on the back and then step away and walk.
I have actually taken advantage of the fact that my familiar and I can like telepathically communicate within 100 feet. So I'm just gonna be summoning my. Are there the hallways are really tall, right?
Yeah, 50 feet.
Are there like crown molding or like any of that like decorative stuff like up around, like closer to the ceiling, like the tops of pillars or anything? It would form like a ledge.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna
45. About nearly 50 feet up.
Okay. I'm just gonna summon my raven and then telepathically just tell it to just like follow us along at those heights as we're going around, just like flying through and just like staying up above and just keeping a bird's eye view. And if it sees anything coming from far away, just like telepathically let me know.
Would you be any more specific?
Yourself. Me, not specifically. Kind of just like right behind everybody, and trying not to look like the nerd that's not helping.
Okay. What about Druck?
Druck would be about. So you know where Dax is.
Yep.
You know where Kenna is.
Right by the door.
On that same line of action, Druck would be about 20 feet from Kenna.
Okay. So you're basically side by side with Quoin then.
Oh, cool. Yeah, there.
So as you open this door,
Fuck me up.
a long table of solid ice sits in the center of the room, surrounded by stools of ice formed into the floor. 6 extremely rotting, nearly skeletal corpses of what appear to be humans in tattered leather sit in some of these stools, their bodies all slumping onto the table. Just.
Hey, Quoin. You, want to do some more
You're
last
muted,
rites?
Kayla. As you step into the room.
Yeah, there we go. So Quoin doesn't die.
Oh, is Quoin in the room? Or no?
Oh, Quoin. Yeah, I'm going in too.
Okay.
I ain't no slouch. I just
So
have
by
some
the
good
time,
berries.
so by the time you both enter the room, each of the corpses makes sickening cracking noises as they pry their frozen bodies off the table, leaving behind bits of flesh, clothing, and hair stuck to the surface of the table. They each turn to gaze at you, pieces of ice falling from their bodies as their joints begin to move once more, and long, icy blue tongues droop out of their mouths, strands of saliva dripping from their tongues and freezing almost instantly. Initiative, please.
Oh boy.
How?
It's time to send you to
And there is a
Bahamut
map,
to-
so enjoy the map.
Bahamut for judgment.
Ooh.
And roll 20.
Yep. And let's just... Nope.
Oh! What that tongue do?
Yep. Undead. Undead are fun. They're the most fun.
Undead, more like fun dead.
That's right.
Undead.
Don't forget it. You all can only see the rooms that are revealed, right?
Currently.
Okay, cool. Quoin, what'd you get for initiative?
I'm currently rolling it, sorry.
Okay. Druck, what'd you get for initiative?
19.
Kenna.
16.
Dax.
16!
Okay. Ven.
Also 19.
Excellent. And then Quoin got a 22.
We got a 22, yeah!
So Quoin, as soon as you and Dax come into the room, all these undead begin prying themselves off this ice table, even behind their skin and clothes kind of attached to the top of the table, like they're so stuck to it and just peeled off. And there's clumps of hair also kind of stuck to it. And yeah, as you can see, there is one sitting in a chair right beside Dax. There's undead. There you go.
Then Quoin is going to draw his weapon and say, "'Tis not my place to judge you. I am now sending you to Bahamut to do the judging for me." And then gonna fly, maybe even patter underneath Dax's legs because I can fit.
Yep.
Just slide under to come and stab the one right closest to Dax.
Go for it.
Yeah. So.
Yep, because of pack tactics.
Pack tactics. 24 is going to be.
Oh, that hits for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Tack.
As you slash into this ghast.
Yeah, and then I'm.
Oh shit! I forgot one thing. Hold on, Quoin.
Tell me.
These things. Oh, never mind. These things really stink, but the stench doesn't bother you right now, Quoin. Oh wait, you said you got within 5 feet of it. Oh wait, never mind. You started your turn 10 feet away from it, so you're fine. Continue. How much damage was that?
That was. Currently 13 damage.
Okay.
I'm going to use a smite at first level.
Okay, so that gets an additional D8 because it's an undead.
1d8 or 2d8?
An additional 1d8 on top because it's an undead.
Oh, so then that's a total of 3d8. Sorry.
Yeah,
Some of us.
because the first level Divine Smite is only 2d8, so yeah, it'd be 3d8. And each square is 5 feet.
So it's an additional 10 off of the 13, so 23 damage.
Nice. That one is looking hurt. You just... That's first attack.
Yep, I'm gonna attack again
Go for it.
with advantage.
Yep.
Rolling. Here we go. Oh, that's cocked. But 26.
26 hits for sure. This thing's probably gonna die, so...
Yeah. 18.
Oh,
is
don't even
magic.
need to smite on it. It just crumples.
And then bonus action. Let's do a hunter's action. A hunter's mark can move, right?
Yep.
I am gonna cast hunter's mark.
Ooh, on which one?
On that fella.
Sounds
there's
good.
a one that's close to us, just on the left of the door at the head of the table.
Yeah.
I cast it on that one.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, that's for those. On the
Sounds
left.
good. I'll put a little token on it to signify that. Anything else? You still have
No,
movement.
I've already said. Oh, I still got movement.
Yeah.
You know what?
You have all your
Yeah,
movement still. It didn't really cost you any movement to...
Yeah, just for saying so's sake. Let's go right here.
And Druck, you're on deck.
Sweet.
Good.
I got my.
I've moved just 5 feet diagonally.
Okay. Druck.
He's going to steady aim,
Okay.
laser pistol at
Yep.
that guy right there.
Okay, go for it.
Oh yeah.
Just getting up from the stool, it's only really paying attention to... Yeah. So,
Just like Dinjar, and just like, oh shit.
go for it.
quick draw on this thing. 24 to hit.
24 hits.
For a total of 25 radiant damage.
Okay, nice. Nice. That thing just... And you blow a gaping hole through its chest cavity, and it's just like... It's looking hurt.
No joke, these things are bad.
And the laser pistol's now at 24 charges.
Cool. That's your bonus action, so you have no movement because of steady aim.
That's the end of my turn.
Alright. It's gonna bring us to one of the ghasts. It's just like... where is this one? Oh, this thing's so far away. It's gonna climb up on
Was
the...
I tied? Was the gas tied with me and Druck?
Yeah. But it has more higher initiative than you do.
Okay.
It's going to clamber up onto the table. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's going to get within 5 feet of Dax, just running along the... It doesn't run on the table. It scurries on the table on all fours. But for flavor, that's what it looks like. Just, and then as it gets up to Dax, it's gonna go for a claw attack. Nope. Then, your turn.
Okay.
Dax, you're on deck.
The other 3 still haven't gone yet, right?
Yeah, Dax, Kenna, and.
No, I meant the other 3. The other 3 guests.
Oh, correct.
Okay.
The other 4.
Oh, the other 4 haven't. Oh, the one. Okay. That one's not dead. Okay. I am going to.
And you have line of sight on all of them except for this one right here.
Okay. I'm actually going to cast and ready, cast and hold, tidal wave. And
do you need a water source for that? I don't remember.
No.
Okay, cool.
I think it's technically conjuration.
It's got to be conjuration.
Okay,
if
cool.
That's the case. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a conjuration spell. It just summons the
Alrighty.
water out of nowhere and then it vanishes. So I'm gonna,
Former
I'm gonna
conjuration
hold-
wizard. Right here.
What's
Nice.
the trigger?
When the after the last one moves on its turn.
Okay. So
I'm gonna let them all clump up basically,
Okay.
and then once they've all had a chance to move, then I'll let it go.
Okay, cool. So that's your holding your action. Anything else?
Nope, that'll be it.
All right. Dax, start of your turn. These things really fucking stink. I need a con save.
I
Like you're holding back, throwing up. They smell so bad.
How does 17 sound?
You're immune to that stench for 24 hours.
Oh, bless. Okay. So as I'm holding back retching,
Mm-hmm.
just bleh. So if I go here, I'm still not breaking.
Correct.
It's not an opportunity attack.
Correct.
English. So I'm gonna get there, and then I'm going to bonus action rage.
Okay.
And as I rage, I need both of those 2 to
Mhm.
make intelligence saves because they're within my 15-foot sphere.
15. And
Fails.
7.
They both fail. Oh my god. Okay.
So they're both stunned.
They're gonna take 11 psychic damage.
Okay, so stunned, and they both take 11 psychic damage. Okay.
And to the dude that's on the table,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go at him with the mind carver.
All right, advantage because they're stunned, I believe.
For our sakes, are they stunned until the end of your turn or their turns?
They are stunned until the end of its next turn.
Okay. Thank you.
With advantage, natural 20.
Okay. Roll the crit damage first.
Fucking hell. Okay. Bruh. I got max damage on the first one, but then I roll it twice.
You can
So
just
18?
you can roll if you want to not do it twice. You can right click on them and do crit, and it'll do it all together without you having to do it multiple times. Anyways, what was the total?
It was 18 plus 7, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25 plus my
Rage bonus.
rage bonus, which is 27
It's gone.
plus. Okay, yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna go take a step up to that one,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna go, and that's with advantage.
Yeah, because it's stunned.
With advantage, 22.
And you're not doing Great Weapon Master, so that hits.
That's gonna be 16 damage, and then plus the psychic damage. The psychic damage is 7 psychic damage.
Alright, that one's looking real bad.
And I'm just gonna end my turn there.
Alright. It ends its turn, no longer stunned. Kenna.
Cool beans. I'm gonna put myself in the middle of this fray.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, approximately here-ish.
Okay, onto the table.
Onto the table. And I'm going to cast Guardian of Nature on myself.
Okay.
And take the form, or the great tree form. My skin appears barky, leaves sprout from my hair, and I gain the following benefits. I gain 10 temporary hit points. I make all Constitution saving throws with advantage. I make Dex saves and wisdom-based attack rolls with advantage. And when I'm on the ground within 15 feet of me is difficult terrain for my enemies.
Yeah.
So you guys all have regular movement, but these guys, whenever they get within 15 feet of me, will have half movement.
And you are your skin becomes barky with leaf hair.
Yep.
Right,
I turn into an Eladrin.
All right, and that is a concentration spell. So you cast that.
Bonus. That's my bonus action.
Turn into a tree person. Yep.
And then action, I'm gonna throw a ball of flame at this guy over here in the corner at advantage because it is a wisdom-based attack roll. It uses my spell attack, so it's a wisdom-based attack.
Let me just clarify that.
Is that using your item that makes you fucked up
No.
every time?
No, that's
It's
just
a
an effect
spell.
from the spell.
It's
It's a
druid
spell effect.
Nice.
Fuck 'em up.
Yeah, advantage on the attack because it's a wisdom-based attack. Yeah, go for it.
Hell yeah, brother.
It's a good,
All
it's a
right.
good spell.
It's a really good spell. At advantage. What was that? I can't see this
28 hits.
one. Oh shit, the other one was a 19. It was hiding.
You just a tree person hops up on the table and then throws fire.
Yeah.
A tree throwing fire.
What are the odds? Oh, that's not good damage though. That's only 6 damage.
That's okay. It's just like.
And I just go.
Alright.
I do like the finger summon.
Which one did you hit? This one?
This one in the back corner.
Oh, okay.
Alright. The one that's Hunter's marked is in difficult terrain. But it's going to approach Quoin. Use 10 feet of movement to get up to Quoin. And it's going to make a claw attack on Quoin. Just shh. No, Coin's not here.
Oh no. It can come at me if it can try.
No attack of opportunity. It's going to go for Quoin and then we'll just see what happens.
Okay.
Natural 1. That's fine. Quoin. This gas you Hunter's marked, it uses 10 feet of movement to get closer to you because it kind of turned into a tree and it's weird. And as this thing gets close to you, it goes to claw attack you and it stumbles on one of the branch, like the weird, like nature, like branches that are coming out of Kenna and trips and misses you completely. Alright. The one that Druk shot is also in difficult terrain. It's gonna 10, 20, take it up to Kenna, and it's gonna do a claw attack on Kenna.
Alright.
16 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. You take 8 slashing damage, so you still have your 10
Okay.
HP. You do need to make a... Oh, I need 2 con saves. First one for your spell.
Okay. So that I make at advantage.
Yep, and you just need a 10 or higher.
Natural 20.
Okay, and then I need another con save, because you feel this creature's venom get into your veins.
15 plus 4 is 19.
Okay, you're not paralyzed. It's going to bring us to the final one. I'll say... It said when the last one moves, so 5, 10... Ven, you can do your tidal wave now.
Okay. Alright, then I will do it... I'm going to do a diagonal one. Can you see my... I think you can see my measuring tool if I do it. Like this, basically, to hit these 3. And like are starting directly in front of Kenna and then moving right away from them.
And that's a strength save?
Dex save.
Okay, dex save. They're good at those.
DC 17 from casting it through the book.
Okay. 12.
Nope.
17.
Exactly makes it.
And 17.
Oh, exactly.
Damn.
Two of them made it to take half damage. The one that failed it though, takes full damage and is knocked prone.
Okay, we'll say the one on the table is the one that gets knocked prone.
Okay, it's 19 bludgeoning damage
To the one that got knocked
to the
prone?
one that got knocked prone, and then 9 to the other two.
You said 19, sorry?
Yeah.
Okay,
19 and
that
9.
one is hit by the tidal wave and is not knocked prone. It's broken apart into zombie pieces. Just poof. And the other two take, sorry, you said 9?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. And the tidal wave starts to freeze when it hits the floor. Just
Well, because it does say the water like vanishes
right.
once the
That's poopy.
it freezes and then the ice just vanishes.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
I know.
Alright. Alright. The one that's Hunter's marked hasn't been hit yet. Until now. Alright. Quoin, and then Druck, you're on deck.
As a bonus action, I'm going to jump up and fly, and then shield bash them down.
Cool.
To knock this one prone.
Yep.
With my new
That
two
shove
shield
action, right?
mastery. Yeah, so just bonus action to bash them down, and then
Does it need to do anything to not get knocked prone?
Actually,
It's,
it does. I
if
think it's
if
just. Go ahead.
If it's the shove action, it's basically the exact same as grapple.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So we both need to do a strength check.
It's athletics for you, acrobatics or athletics for it.
Okay. It's gonna go acrobatics. For a 14.
That is a 14 for me as well.
So nothing happens. Things remain the same on a tie.
Well then, cool.
You hit it on the head with the shield, and it kind of like, these things are kind of frozen, so you kind of like cave in the top of its head a little bit.
All right, then I'm
Yeah,
going
its
to...
neck just goes. Oh shit! I need you to make a con save at the start of your turn though,
Got it.
because of the stinky.
Gets stinky.
Plus
You're
1,
fine.
so 20.
You're immune to that for 24 hours.
Flirty 20.
Yep.
All right.
That's your
and
bonus
then I'm
action. You kind of like, you break its neck and its head is just kind of like lolling to the side.
All right, and then I'm gonna attack it with the Peter Schwartz.
Yep.
That is a 19 for a total of 30.
Yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
30 to hit.
30 to hit on that one.
I love that D&D Beyond doesn't recognize certain characters. You just have random question marks in the middle
Yeah.
of it.
It's an 11 so far to hit, and I'm going to
11
attack
damage.
with I'm going to attack with a smite.
Okay, go for it.
I have a question about that.
Yep.
Are they gas? Since it's a radiant, is there any effect that hits it more?
No, it's just it does extra damage from the smite because it's an undead.
Alright, I'm gonna do a level 2 smite.
So that's 4d8.
Yeah, because it's undead, it gets like an extra D.
Yeah, so it's 4d8 instead of 3.
11 plus 28.
Yeah. Yeah.
39.
Gone. You cut through it. You cut through it, and like this platinum colored radiant fire just burns the undead away.
Yeah, the power of Bahamut is just.
It's like, bing! That doesn't work.
The power of Bahamut
All right.
compels you!
Just unzips this thing into
So,
radiant energy.
that bonus action shield, and then you hit it with the sword. Anything else? You still have movement. Let's say you have about.
I have movement and I have one more attack.
Correct.
Actually.
Yeah, so you have about 25 feet of movement left.
Alright, so.
'Cause you flew up a
moving
bit.
over here. I did. And I can. Oh, I can't move my hunter's mark. I have to move it with a bonus action, correct? Okay. So I can't move it yet.
This one is looking real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, hold on. That one's actually looking fine. The one in front of Dax is looking real bad. Like, the one in front of Dax is, like, falling apart.
Yeah, I'm going to go I'm gonna go right here up on
Okay.
the table, and I'm gonna get the one next to Dax so that I can use that sweet advantage. And
you
my
already
whips-
bonus actioned extended the sword into a whip.
No, I didn't. So I'm gonna move one more and just hit it with the knot.
All right, advantage because of pack tactics.
Mm-hmm.
You do not need to smite this one if you hit.
All right.
It's got 2 hit
If
points.
I hit with advantage, I should be pretty good. Oh, come on. Get out of there. Get out of my way. All right. So yeah, I got
26 hits, and it dies because yeah.
All right, 15. Yeah. All right. So then, yeah, I would get up after. Bahamut will wait to judge you, and then right to the other one.
All right.
Swing, flip.
Cool. Druck. One left.
Yeah, Druck's gonna holster the pistol and steady aim and use the light crossbow
Okay.
on that
Yep.
one across from.
Yep. The
Cannon.
only one left.
Yeah. 22 to hit
Hits.
for a total of 24
Oh yeah.
damage.
Right between the eyes, and it just drops. Poof. That is all of the ghasts. You all did it.
Yeah.
Is there any more? Is there any more in that room?
No, I think they're all dead.
Whoa.
Well, what's going on?
Does Kenneth still have to yell everything?
No.
No, that was like 3
That
days
was a
ago.
couple days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That was 3 days ago.
Oh no. Yeah. Where's the torches? Put
Surprise!
the
There
axes.
was more.
I drop Guardian of Nature.
Okay.
Okay.
See her later.
Hey, you know those dragons you
No.
were looking for?
They're
Yeah.
all on top of us.
There's nothing else in this room. It was just the dining room that looks like some undead were chilling in.
It's a pine day today.
Oh, stop.
Leaves 2 doors left in this corridor and the stairs that go down.
Nothing else. Nothing else in here.
I'll be sick of more enemies.
All right, all right. I'll lead the way.
I follow Druck, thinking of more tree puns.
Okay.
Druck, thoroughly impressed by the new capabilities that kind of just showed off. Was like, he was pretty happy about that because that just put a buffer between him and enemies. And he was just like, yeah, you take the hits. I'll try to cover you.
Just wait till I add it with the other new spell that I picked up this morning, because the other spell is not concentration.
So what's happening?
Druck's just gonna move forward. Basically, he's gonna move wherever that voice is drawing him.
Currently nowhere.
Well, he'll
Actually,
explore a bit.
You all hear the voice and it's drawing you down the stairs. Then the voice is just
I hear it now?
yeah, because you're in the fortress
Okay.
now. It just says, "I really could have used you that day on the boat." Kenna, it's your mom just screaming for help. I can't see. It's so dark. Quoin, it's just more of Yodelin, just saying like, "Why didn't you help me? Why weren't you any better? You don't deserve to be a knight."
And now I know you're lying through your teeth.
Dax, it's egging you on. It's just like, "You're the weakest fucking runt I have ever seen. I should have cut deeper that day." And then Druck, yours is just screaming.
Yeah, that checks out. Oh, Druida.
At the next door, Dax.
And the
just, like,
voices are sound like they're coming from down the stairs.
It's this way.
Druck's just gonna go down.
Okay.
He's gonna be a bit more careful since the last time that this happened,
Mm-hmm.
and that he got emotionally carried away. He triggered a trap, so he's being careful. But also very directed towards discovering what foul entity is putting this in his mind.
The stairs descend downwards about 50 feet to a solid circular door of ice covered in carved into the door is giant language. A phrase in giant.
I can't read this.
You will hear Druck say, I can't read this.
Dax sort of angrily just fucking kicked at the door, just like angry, just the voice going.
You kick the door?
Oh, like they would have been like,
Okay.
fuck you, Jacoby.
The door's
could read
trapped.
it, though.
The door's is trapped. So I need Druck. Who's all near the door?
I don't think I had time to react to get over there yet.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
Druck.
it's
Like,
probably-
I said I was hanging out with Druck, thinking of tree puns.
It was written in giant. You could have read
Oh,
it.
no, not that. Like the two doors that were up there still.
oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
Dax heard that like Druck was like whatever.
The voice.
Dax was,
You all heard the voice coming from downstairs, though.
Yeah, but just like Dax was blowing off steam first.
Okay, so you kick the door. Athletics check.
Just like, fuck this, fuck all
Which
of
door?
this.
The one.
The
by
one
the
that was
stairs?
like directly
Okay.
across. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Good thing that was
18,
specified, because that would have been bad.
21.
You kick the door.
Just like,
it's not enough to fully open it. Make me a con save, because you're kicking a like 3-foot thick door open.
that's fair. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
22. You sprain your ankle.
Okay. And then Dax just taking a moment and it just goes to see what the fuck Druck was talking about. Just like, what do you mean you can't read a Druck?
You get downstairs and you see a phrase carved into the door in giant.
What does the phrase say?
Seek the Jarl's throne and treasures beyond you shall have.
Seek the Jarl's throne and the treasures beyond you shall have?
What's that mean?
Then you would know Jarls are typically the leader of giants.
Oh, did I hear you say Jarl?
Jarl Ballin.
Yes.
And I be ballin'.
Jarl ballin'.
Ballin'.
Swag.
Jarls are leader. Jarls are frost giant leaders.
Oh, that video is so good.
It really is.
All right, so
I thought
have
it
to
was
find
just y'all are.
wait,
What?
So we have to
That's
find
not
the
even
throne.
how that's spelled.
Y'all are all.
Druck said something pretty serious.
So we have to find a throne, yes?
Seems like it.
All right, let's go find a throne. Because otherwise this looks pretty solid.
I mean, where else would a piece of the moon be if not in a Jarl's treasure hold?
I'm aware that this doesn't make a lot of sense.
Oh no, I was trying to make that wasn't sarcastic. I was not trying to be sarcastic, Druck. I'm sorry if that's how it came out. I was saying that the treasure hold is probably the most likely place in this whole structure where a piece of the moon would be. I'm sorry.
No, why I'm sorry. This whole thing has me a little on edge.
I'm gonna summon my mom just to hang out with us. She's a little more comforting than that.
Okay, she's a ghost though.
Yeah, but she doesn't have to be a poltergeist or a
Yeah,
wraith. Or
Patrick Swayze was also a ghost.
Yeah.
True. All right.
Beetlejuice.
You summon.
Beetlejuice was a demon.
Okay, you summon your mom.
Yeah. Just have her hang out with us for the next 24 hours.
Okay.
Took my breath away.
Jump in the line. Rock your body in time. Oh,
Okay.
I believe you. So what's going
They
on?
called me Cuban Pete.
That's such a good movie. You summon your mom.
Summon Mama.
Yeah.
Mama.
So you summon. Don't sing that song. Copyright. So you summon your mom.
Mhm.
Okay. This door cannot be passed through. Now you know it's trapped.
So we need to find some type of throne. There are the doors. We should check those.
I know. I sprained my ankle on one of them.
Did I?
All right, let's make an effort. More of us. I'll help with that door you hurt your leg on.
If y'all give me 10 minutes, I can cast Clairvoyance and see inside the room without triggering the trap.
Great. Can you do that? Dax and I will try to open these other doors.
Alright. I'm gonna sit in front of the door and cast Clairvoyance.
Which door?
The one that's trapped.
Oh, so you're not going to look at the door that Dax opened? Okay.
No.
Okay. How long does clairvoyance take?
That takes 10 minutes.
Okay, what's everybody doing for 10 minutes?
If we're waiting 10 minutes, then I will identify the horn.
Thank God. All right.
Explore more of that floor. Just like try and mark the doors. And
Okay,
see what's
cool.
going on.
So this is called Vlakos's horn.
Okay.
This drinking horn is made from the skull horns of an ancient white dragon and was owned by a frost giant warrior named Vlakos. The horn was enchanted to allow the spirit of Vlakos to linger if murdered in cold blood and wouldn't find peace until his killer was slain. The horn grows frigid cold when in the presence of his killer. As an action, a character holding the horn, this 25-pound horn, can expend its charge and blow into it, and summon the undead form of Vlakos to aid them in combat. If the killer isn't within 60 feet, the item fails to work and the charge isn't expended. If the killer is within 60 feet, Vlakos' that he can see, I should have been specified that he can see, Vlakos' undead form emerges from the horn in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of the character. This form uses the statistics of a frost giant skeleton and is under the DM's control. All creatures friendly to the one who summoned it, including the summoner, are immune to its numbing aura trait. Vlakos remains until he's reduced to 0 hit points or until the target of his vengeance is slain. If the latter occurs, he lasts long enough to thank his summoner and grants him a blessing. The blessing increases the summoner's constitution score by 2, up to a maximum of 22. Once the horn is out of charges, it loses its magical properties.
All right. And Vlakos was the frost giant upstairs?
The corpse that you all pushed out of the way, yeah.
Right, yeah.
But he comes out of the horn and you summon him. His spirit manifests as something.
Right, okay. So it works basically in this building.
Correctamundo.
Because if we try to save it, the killer won't be within line of sight and it just won't do anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone is going to get, hopefully, +2 to their con.
Mm-hmm. I'll mention that to everybody.
If he survives the fight, yeah.
Oh, that's right. He has to survive the fight still. Either way, it's help.
I posted it in the group chat.
Perfect. Nice. All right.
And Quoin mentioned exploring the other 2 doors that weren't opened. So there's a door that's slightly ajar that Dax opened with a kick.
Dax is gonna go back to that door.
Okay. Quoin, you said you were also exploring upstairs. Are you going to the other door?
I'm just looking to see. I'm trying to assess while we're in here. Yeah.
Okay, so the both of you then see the door that Dax kicked open. A spiral staircase of solid ice rises upwards about 50 feet with that cold mist you've been seeing this entire time, kind of rolling down the stairs. And that's all that's in that room. Is this a staircase going up?
And you said there was one more door?
Yep, beside that one.
All right. Druck will go to that door and wait for someone to help him.
Yeah, I think Quoin would go in.
For the sake of time, you can open the door.
Okay.
together. That door. 3 massive benches line the walls of this room. You'd expect some sort of smell coming from the poop holes in the benches, because this is a privy, but it's just neutral smelling in here. However, there's a corpse of a frost giant sitting on one of these benches, its head staring up towards the ceiling, and a swollen blue tongue hanging out of its mouth. The chest cavity of the giant has imploded inwards, and its entrails have spilled out onto the floor and are frozen. Died while pooping.
Oof. Can Druck see if there's anything of use on this?
Just giant-sized weapons that nobody can use.
Cool.
And armor.
That's fine.
I give it the blessing of Bahamut.
Of the weapons, does he notice any unique properties on the wood used for the weapons?
No, because the weapons are all made of like metal and ice.
Nice. Okay, makes sense.
And Quoin, you're performing any rites. Quoin, while you're there, make a medicine check, because you're getting up close to do this.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Go. Boom shakalaka. That's an 18.
18. As you're doing this, looking in, you can see into the chest cavity pretty easily. There's claw marks on the interior of the chest cavity, like in the flesh and on the bones. It looks like this giant was disemboweled while it was pooping. Like it was caught off guard while pooping and disemboweled.
Cool. Can I tell if it's from the inside or the outside?
It looks like something from the outside was digging inwards.
Cool. Okay. Great.
Something big, too, to do that to a frost giant.
I thought someone maybe had indigestion that they thought was something else. And they went to go take care of it, and then...
Yeah, you're dealing with Slod, baby.
Oh man, it would suck to get that badly hurt in the John.
Oof.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. What a good movie.
I'm proud. You know what? I'm proud of that.
That was a pretty good one. Rest in
Thank
peace,
you.
John Hurt.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
So, Quoin, you perform the last rites. That's all that's interest in this room. A giant that died taking a shit.
Yeah,
And those are all the doors on the first floor.
You don't attack a man while he's relieving
staircase.
himself.
You do if you're a piece of shit.
True.
There's a spiral staircase, and someone was attacked while having a private moment.
Or that's what it seems. You don't think this is what they mean by the throne?
I doubt it.
At this point, Kenna, your clairvoyance spell goes off. You're muted, however.
What does it look like inside?
What does it look like inside, indeed? This rounded chamber is much colder than the rest. Is this the right fucking room? Yeah. It's a rounded chamber. The mist that's been clinging to the floor that you guys are used to is 3 feet down here, so it's a little deeper. In the center of this circular chamber is a massive altar made of ice and engraved with the visage of a frost giant with a beard split up into 6 heavily braided segments. 2 sconces line sit on the south wall, flanking the door that you're kind of peeking through, and then there's 2 more sconces on a door behind the altar. Embedded into the side of the altar facing the door that you're peeking through are 7 large spherical vessels made of translucent ice. Beneath these vessels is a phrase written in giant, and 2 doors also sit to the left and right of the altar.
This is the room that
Directly
Dax.
behind the circle door at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay, and Dax said that it's text read,
Find the throne. Find the Jarl's throne.
find the throne of the Jarl.
And treasure beyond, basically.
Okay. This door is trapped, and there's 2 doors beyond.
4. Or 3. 1, 2, 3.
3. 1, 2, 3. I can't move this, and it remains in place, damn it.
Yeah, you can't move it.
really wish I could move this, but that's a different spell.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's as far as you're gonna get with that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, if I look around, can I see if there's any traps on the other side of the door?
Doesn't appear like it.
Can I see the trap mechanism?
Nope, no
On the
mechanism.
back side of the door.
No mechanism.
Is it safe to assume that it's magically trapped?
You could assume so, yes, if you want to. Might not even be trapped. Might not be something you can dispel. You might need to find the throne to pass through the door.
I'm gonna Misty Step inside the room.
As you go to Misty Step inside the room, something stops you from doing so.
Oh, shit.
And the cone of cold blasts out, and I need you to make a con save.
Shit. Con save?
Yes, please.
I had...
Actually, I think Misty Step requires you to move to a place you can see. But you had clairvoyance in there, so yeah.
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 So, but anyways, yeah. Prevents you from getting through the door, and I need a con save.
11.
That fails. So, Ven, what are you doing while this is happening?
I was finishing up identifying the horn.
Alright, so you hear this freezing blast of cold wind emanate from down those stairs.
I'm kind of going.
Yeah.
Just get thrown back against the stairs by myself.
Okay. You take 33 points of cold damage. Just. You all hear that, by the way, because you're all near the door or the stairs leading down.
I look at what happened because I'm gonna make a con save to see if I maintain clairvoyance at advantage because of Warcaster.
When I say the damage was 33.
No, that was an 8.
Oh, yeah, you don't have clairvoyance.
So I
anymore.
drop clairvoyance and I just sit there for a second, and then I just start eating good berries.
Then at this point you'd be done with identifying everything.
Right.
Raven is
oh dear,
just looking around.
Yeah.
Very sad.
We should determine who should hang on to this horn.
What's to do?
I explain what it does. Summons the undead skeleton and spirit skeleton of that giant that we encountered upstairs, and the giant will bestow a boon of hardiness onto whoever uses it. It will make you a bit more, add to your fortitude.
If he survives.
If he survives the fight. So presumably someone who could benefit from an increase to their physical fortitude should hold on to it.
Cannot.
No, they've already got
the
that.
amulet.
Yeah, the amulet.
All right.
Oh yeah, that would actually make a
Ven.
difference.
Druck's
Either
got
Ven-
a 16 on their constitution.
I was gonna say either Ven or because what is Dax's constitution at?
16.
Because Dax's constitution also determines AC. Oh wait, but Dax wears armor, so
Yeah,
that doesn't add to that.
Nope.
I mean, like I can always use it, but like I'm always gonna be woefully under hit points. So like,
Free hit
I'll
points.
take
rolled-
it. But
Yeah, Druck has rolled super high on hit points so far, so.
Giant also needs to
it doesn't
survive the
make it.
encounter with his target of vengeance.
it's true. That's true.
Horn needs to be blown into as an action. So who's taking it?
It would be lost on me, I think.
How's Quoin's con?
What was that?
Sorry, 16, so 3
We got
points.
Okay.
3 16s over here.
Look at us
Damn.
go.
Mine is at a 15 actually. So
Well, I said 3.
I know, but like I was looking at mine. I'm like, mine's actually doing not bad.
Mine normally is also a 15.
Oh, okay. Wow, we just have a high constitution group. Like no one dumped con.
No. Because we know better. No.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess I'll hold on to it then.
Proclaimed.
Okay, Ben, you hold on to the horn. Yeah, you fully explored this floor, minus the basement that you can't get into. There's just a spiral staircase going upwards.
Dax would have yelled out to Kenna, just, "Are you okay?"
This cold is a birch.
Oh wow, it goes off again.
Hearing that pun, Dax is just like, kind of like rubs her temples and is looking up at the staircase, and they're just like, "It's probably fine."
They're also
Probably
just
not.
eating the berries to get him back to full.
Druck will go back down to Kenna.
What did you see?
There was a room. It was pretty round, and it had an altar with 7 vials on it. And
Here, let
then
me
there were
just take
3
a
doors
group-
in the back.
Let me just take a clump of those and squish them into the juice.
Oh, yeah, put them in this empty blood vial that used to hold dragon's blood.
And just like get a nice little funnel into your
Just
gullet.
going. Chug it. I imagine it tastes more like straight cranberry juice.
Alright,
But I'm gonna
so-
describe the room for Druck.
Alright, well, we've got some stairs going upwards. Perhaps we should check those out, see if we can't find some type of either throne or metaphorical throne. I thought we found some sort of metaphorical throne, but
I mean, there were 3 doors behind the altar, and there were more ratting, and I think I did trigger the trap to this room, so we might be good going forward.
I mean, it did put a riddle right before, so I'm not. I feel like we should solve that first. Yes.
Alright. I'm just saying this is the door where the riddle was.
Yeah. Do you want to try checking to make sure it doesn't trigger again? I'll stand back.
Give me 10 minutes, and I'm gonna cast Detect Magic again.
Okay, for the sake of sanity and time, still trapped.
Oh, it's still trapped.
Yeah, like I said, the only way to get through it is to find the throne and sit on it.
Oh,
There is no bypassing that door.
damn. What if we just...
There's no bypassing that door.
We can't
Alright,
even just
let's,
push it open?
Dax is starting to go up the
Kinda.
stairs.
Let's go up the stairs.
Okay, yeah, let's
Okay,
just go
uh,
upstairs.
Dax went up the stairs by himself, so
I mean, Quoin would have gone with.
Everybody
Okay.
just explored.
Yeah. We're all collectively going in that direction.
okay. As you
I
all
like
get to
the
the top,
Scooby
as you,
Gang right
as
now.
you all get to the top of the stairs, the circular chamber has this same 2-foot cold deep mist clinging to the floor and a series of weapon racks, giant-sized weapon racks with giant-sized weapons. Them nobody can wield them, and they're all made of ice, so they probably melt as soon as you left this place. Anyway, sprawled in the center of the room is the frozen, nearly skeletal corpse of a frost giant, where bits of flesh, veins, and some organs remain. Its armor and weapons are completely decayed beyond use or repair. And you can hear the sound of heavy footfalls echoing in this area, but no idea where it's coming from. And a couple of doors line the walls. So there's a door, southwest wall, southeast wall, and as you all get up here and you hear that echoing, something 25 feet tall smashes through one of the doors of ice, and standing there you see a 25-foot tall zombified frost giant,
Fuck.
I thought we could make him
a
a
lumbering frost giant clad in jagged armor of ice that comes to wicked gleaming points, stands before you. It has a long beard stained with frozen blood and bits of rotting flesh. Its eye sockets are glowing pits of blue, and its lips have been pulled back to reveal rotting black teeth. Atop the giant's head is a large crown made of gleaming blue ice. It lets out a as it rushes through and smashes the ice door, towards you all, running, swinging a deadly maul made from a mammoth's skull and leg bones. And just for the sake of this, I need everyone to make perception checks so we can determine who is surprised next week.
19.
Huh?
Okay.
12.
22.
Okay.
16.
All right.
12 for me.
You'll
everybody.
you'll be surprised next week, Kenna. Quoin, what was your perception check?
13. 1-3.
So Kenna's the only one that's surprised. And the giant basically is standing at the top of the stairs where everybody else is, so Quoin and Dax said they were the first ones up, so it's gonna be within melee of Quoin and Dax next week, everyone behind. And that's where we're gonna pick up next week with a massive frost giant zombie. That looks like it might
Perfect.
be the Jarl. Anyways, good night everybody. Had a crown of ice, so good night everybody.
Yeah, and we can make that jump.